You're done. We're late.
I have a lot of good questions, and I also ask people favorite romantic horror stuff.
People would be like, what is she done with? What are you talking about?
Oh, you guys don't want to know. Sacrificing to the devil like all women. The dick nest and everything.
All right, let's see.
If anybody saw our witches episode, which is coming sometime. Hey, El Chubby Cabra, so good to see you.
Hello.
Someone asked a question in the questions. Oh, Optimisty, hi! Someone asked a question in about something that I think only El Chubby Cabra is the person that could guess the right answer. And don't guess that in the chat. Okay, El Chubby Cabra. If you can guess I'll ask it first. So DM me. Because you are like maybe and I can't tell you why you'd be the only person.
This is a very targeted question for you, Chupacabra. So
no, it's not. No, it's a target question. But it's something that I keep private. So we'll wait for see if any folks come on in. So I've got questions and I've got news. Ooh. And it seems like the modern Prometheus. Oh my god, what'd I just do? I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It looks like your camera turned off.
I don't know why. I just put my phone down on the desk. That's all I did.
Did I unplug it? Just so everybody knows, her stuff got fiddled with. So she's on a weird setup. Ah! You sounded like a bird. She turned into the entity from Mission Impossible 7.
Okay, give me a second, guys.
It wouldn't be alive if we didn't have some shenanigans like this.
Why do people touch my stuff? I asked them not.
I said, do not touch it!
No, I was really nice about it. I was like, please don't touch my stuff. All right.
I was not nice about it. So we have a roommate, right? And he does gaming. And he needed to hook up his Wi-Fi he needed to direct into my Wi-Fi because the signal down here in the basement's not very good. But the only line runs into my studio. And I came in here one day and there was a box and some stuff hooked up to my internet in here. And I was like, who touched my studio? I turned into a troll. I was like, who came in here?
Who touched my stuff?
And Mark's like, oh, he just wanted to be able to game. And I'm like, well, find another solution. Get out of my studio.
I was so nice and extra polite. Hey, guys, can nobody touch my computer stuff while I'm gone for a couple days?
I told Mark, I was like, don't let anybody in here again. Nobody's allowed to touch my stuff. The reason I have it in this closet under the stairs is so I don't have to touch it every single time. Because if I have to touch something, then I'm going to be late. And I already am late.
Well, that's because of me. It was me this time.
If I don't have an ability to just waltz in here and record, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to have a problem. And that's just who I am. If it's not ready to go, I'm not ready to go.
Hello, clown icon.
Hi, Biggie. Way. Hi.
Hey, ladies. All right. Should we start with news or question? Okay. So we'll get the I think only El Chubby Cabra could get the answer to this. And if he does, he's probably the only person I'll tell. Ladies. Hey, lady.
If I can guess, can I say it?
Yeah, but I don't want everyone else to know. It's so embarrassing.
Okay, I won't say it.
You get if you guess while they're gone. I like you guys. Just
why are you asking the question?
I'm not. I don't know. It's fun. That's
okay.
Why.
Well, I'll answer it then if I can.
I just won't respond to any guesses because I can't hide stuff on my face. So be like, yep, that's the one to everything anybody guesses, except for El Chubby Cabra. You DM me. Okay. And I can't say why he'd be the only one that knows. Possibly. Let me get to the right question.
Now I'm really curious. Why do you know Chupacabra? What is this question? Oh, an ad starting in 58 seconds. So now you have to wait.
No, I have to wait.
They're not gonna. You can't let them miss this.
It's not that exciting. It's just about.
Well, you're really, really riling it up like it is.
Because it's a very private thing about me.
Oh, well,
see, it's not that exciting.
You're a very private person.
Am I?
I think so.
Oh,
I mean, for the podcast, comparably, I guess.
Lock up your sons and daughters. I'm around. I don't know why I said that. Yes, El Chubby Cabra. It's just between you and me. DM me, and I'll tell you if you guess it right, and you have infinite amount of guesses, and the fact that you only know, you should know why you are the only one that would know. But don't say. Is the ad break over? Where does it tell us?
No, it just started. You got a minute. It'll tell me when it's ready to end.
It's not
Actually,
that interesting,
I think
guys.
that they're the ones that are on, I think, are all members. So you might be good. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay, all right.
I think everybody that's on is a member. So
what is your fanfic about? Horror characters, self-insert, Tumblr, or AO3? Will you tell us if we guess it right? So, okay.
Wait, you wrote fanfic?
I have been writing a fanfic for years, and because it's a very niche thing, it's actually for the niche.
It's not Data.
No. No, I guess you say yes to everything. I already fucked up. It's very neat. It's not self-insert. I don't know why I can't do self-inserts. It's on AO3.
It's self-insert when you like write about yourself.
Yeah, like I'd be writing about myself in Data. I didn't do that. I did with 2 fictional characters, and I've been doing it for a couple years, and it's actually weirdly probably one of the most popular things I've ever done. It seems more popular because it's a niche thing, and it's extremely sexual all the time. There is a bit of a subplot. There's a little bit of a plot.
There's a little subplot, but it's mostly smut.
Yeah, and there's nothing revealing in it about me, but it's like one of those things like, oh my fucking god, like, do you know? Just say if you think you know, but don't guess it. Don't say what it is.
Don't say it.
I'm trusting you, and I'll probably just tell Optimisty later. Anyway,
you better tell me later. In fact, text it to me right now.
No, but you can't read it. You can't read it.
I won't read it. I won't read it out loud. It'll pop up on my little window.
Emma and Billy
I'll read
Loomis.
It and I'll Emma and Billy Loomis.
Billy Loomis from Scream? Me?
Emma would never.
Are you fucking Skeet Ulrich? Do you know me at all? Who are you? I'm supposed to just say yes to everything.
First would be with Sydney before it's Billy Loomis.
You don't want to read. Okay, let me make it unexciting. It's about 2 men. So you wouldn't. Am I both men in this scenario somehow? Yes, and that's why it's very private.
Wait, can I guess?
You can guess, but I'm gonna make no face.
Okay, I think it's Vincent Price and
Billy and Stu. Who think I'm not the biggest Scream fan here?
Vincent Price and oh wait, is it Doctor and Doctor? Because
who's Doctor and Doctor?
Dr. Pretorius.
Oh, I should write that.
Doctor, what's his face from
Dr. Frankenstein?
No, from Halloween.
What?
Doctor, what's his face? Oh my god, is his name Loomis too?
No, it's Dr. Pretorius is in Bride of Frankenstein with Dr.
I know, and I'm thinking the doctor that you love from Halloween.
Oh, Dr. Loomis?
Loomis, yeah, that's what I said. Dr. Loomis.
No. I will say these
that would be amazing.
These characters are in the same
Doctor on Doctor.
Let's say they're from the same story. Okay.
Oh, okay.
These characters meet each other in this story. It's nothing like I write them together.
Oh, then it's
Damn.
definitely Dr. Pretorius, I think.
No, I should
It's
write
not.
that and write something that other people can see. I'm gonna see if El Chubby Copper DM'd me. Then we can move
That would be
on.
Dr. Loomis getting it on. He'd be so dramatic. I think it would be a lovely
He's
love
too
story.
obsessed with Michael Myers to think about
Yeah.
anything else.
Can you
They're
imagine the,
mirror
like,
each other.
the romance that would have to the angst to get him to fall in love?
It'd have to be with
Like,
Michael. There's no
I
other
would
way.
I guess so. I feel
But
like that would be unethical
I'm so surprised people are guessing so many Scream
'cause
things.
he's
Do you
his
know me?
patient,
Do you know
so
me?
wouldn't that be unethical? I don't know.
I'm sure there's a lot written.
I'm sure
AO3
it's
is a
fine. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine in fanfic. It's totally reasonable, but I don't know. Doctor on patient is a little unethical for me. It gives me the ick. Gives me
yeah, no. Well, it's supposed to give you the ick. It's
the ick.
supposed to be.
That's true. It's supposed to be taboo.
I do not see anything
It's all
from you, El
Justine's
Chubby
fault.
Copper.
House of Long Shadows reunion. Christopher Lee and Vincent Price.
You know what? If anybody guesses, I'll tell you because I don't think you're gonna
Vincent
go read
Price
it.
was my first one. My first guess.
No,
I
I
thought it
do
would be a Vincent
love
Price.
Vincent Price very much, but
The
no.
minute you said man on man, it's either no. I don't know if you would do Phantom of the Paradise fanfic.
No, because
That would be
Winslow's so
like
perfect.
it's already too fanficky.
Are you just DM'd me? If El Chubby Copper got it right, then no one else can guess. Where is it? In Instagram or on Discord? Why are
Egon Spengler
there's two,
and the Keymaster? That's
okay,
very specific.
so that is very me though. That is very
but
more.
it's very, very niche. Like,
Mine is extra
I think that's a little
niche. You have
too
no
niche.
idea.
Is it more niche than that? That is so specific.
I don't know if it's more niche than that. There are other people that write about it. I checked, less than 500, but still.
Wait, on Egon and the Keymaster?
No, on the one I
on
do.
what you write. Okay. Gotcha.
I remember you're talking about it, but can't recall who it's about. It may come to me
I don't
eventually.
know. I was
If
leaning
somebody
towards
guesses
horror,
it,
but,
I will tell you. And
it
if
might
you
be Star Trek something. So
it's not Star Trek, I'll tell you that. And my name is not. You could not trace it back to me. Just saying. So
She's
if
not
anybody
bad.
guesses this very specific
It's
pairing,
10 steps ahead of you.
I will reveal. They're both in the same
This is
film.
fun. This is my favorite thing that you've ever brought up on the podcast, I think, ever.
They're the same film franchise or TV franchise. They come from both worlds. Maybe they're enemies.
I just read a fantastic book that had me laughing and gasping out loud.
Tell me about it.
Sewing. It's called Road of Bones. It was like a Viking romance with magic. It was very good.
What were you sewing?
Oh, my stepmom asked me to recreate an apron that her mother had made and had since she was a teenager.
That's so sweet.
And it was falling apart, all the fabric. It was so old. So it was like disintegrating. So I took it apart and drafted a pattern from it and made her another one.
That's so cool. I didn't know you sewed that well.
Oh, yeah. I went to fashion design school for it. I've been sewing since I was like 6. My mom got me started sewing on medieval costumes for Renaissance fairs.
If anybody guesses the characters, I will, which I don't think you guys will. 2 male characters about the same age. They're not gay in the story. I make them very gay. It's a film series. If you can guess it, I'll tell you. But please don't.
Well, everybody writes about Drarry, so I know it's not Harry Potter and Draco.
Oh God, no! I'm not into Harry Potter, and not just because I've read to the 3rd book.
Film series.
See, it has to be the characters' names. If you tell me something, it has to be the names.
Someone said Saw, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe she does have a thing for him, for Tobin.
He's 80. Are you fucking kidding me? He's 80 years old.
I don't know if I'd be into fanfic with him either because he's kind of crusty in the
He's
movies too.
I mean, he looks good for an 80-year-old. No, you know what? I had to announce something now that you mentioned that. I am never, just a personal thing, and nobody wants to know this, but you know what? I'm never dating anybody more than 8 years older than me, and I'm considering going back down to 6. Never again.
Ooh,
Unless it's Vincent Price back from the dead. That's an exception. Um,
necrophilia, the exception.
in a way, him being alive again makes it not necrophilia, so whatever.
He could be undead. He's just not dead.
You know, if you're 45, you cool, yeah. If you
very different weekend at the Bernies.
very different weekend at the Bernies. Yeah. Okay, so if Vincent Price came through the door and he's like doesn't seem dead at all, I'm not gonna question it. Like what? I probably should. It's not gonna happen, so it's very fine. I'm gonna be alive.
I watched Night Swim yesterday.
Somebody asked us. Okay, we'll go into that question. It's a very good segue, and I do have horror news and some trailers we may or may not watch. Let me find that question.
I saw your links in horror news. I am really excited for the Ghostbusters movie. I know a lot of people aren't, but I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. I really liked Afterlife. What is wrong with my thing? Are you looking for the question?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up here. Oh, here we go.
Oh, somebody asked, marry me. Justine, will you marry this anonymous person?
Sure.
You got a yes.
I require a dowry.
How much?
$1.4 million.
Isn't it the woman that had the dowry, though?
Well, not in this case.
Come on, it's here somewhere. We actually got a lot of good questions. Okay. So it's kind of a big question. And we'll start with
not in 2024, baby.
No way. What did you think of Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, Saltburn, Night Swim? I haven't seen Night Swim, so I
haven't seen any of those but Night Swim.
I've seen some of them. But so you let us know. What were your thoughts on Night Swim?
I actually didn't mind it. It was okay. There was a lot that cheapened it. It was very like generic PG-13 horror. But the like idea behind it was really cool. I thought it was really neat. Like the whole well water, and it had mystical, and you had to pay the toll basically. But it also like corrupted the person who made the wish. It was very interesting. I liked that. It's just another one of those movies that I think had like semi-poor execution with amazing actors. Like the acting was really good. I really like what's his face. What is?
I don't know anybody in it.
Russell.
It's
Kurt Russell's son.
Oh,
No,
Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, something Russell. Is it Jamie Russell? Wait, James Russell?
Sure.
Sure. I like him. I think he's a good actor, and he played a baseball player, like a baseball player should be. I don't know. That was like a real stretch. Wyatt Russell. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't think it's a big stretch for a white boy to play a baseball player. So, sure, he did fine.
See, Optimisty, I watched part of Killers of the Flower Moon, so I can't really give an assessment. But yeah, that's one somebody else wanted to watch, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's like for a white audience about the struggles of the Native American culture.
I'm really happy for her, getting her noms and stuff, and that's great. But I don't know, it just seems like another Scorsese movie that I'm just not really that interested in. Another DiCaprio movie too. That's very DiCaprio.
He plays very dumb, but he's supposed to be dumb.
So. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not super interested in seeing it. I don't know why I can't get comfortable tonight.
And I was saying that
Really?
when I was watching this with somebody, and he's like, "Yeah, this was made for us." And I'm like, I talk too
Because we
much.
need more of that.
I talked too much to the movie, so I didn't have to watch the end. Okay, so anyway,
Yeah, he is in Monarch Legacy of Monsters too, and I need to watch that. Now I thought, isn't Kurt? I was gonna say, isn't Kurt Russell also in Legacy of Monsters? Like him and his dad are in that because I've
like,
seen
what's Legacy of
interviews.
Monsters?
It's the whole Godzilla spin-off series that's
Oh,
on.
it's the American one.
Is it on Apple TV maybe?
Hey, if it's not Japanese, I don't want it.
I like the movies. I think the reboot was pretty good, and I wanted to watch the show. And I really want to watch Godzilla Minus One, which is separate, I
I
believe. And
loved it. That's the Japanese one. That one, you would
yeah,
love it. You would love it.
yeah, I really want to watch it because I heard it was
And they
like
just re-released
more horror-esque.
a black and white version, and I can guarantee you'd love it. It's a feel good
Yeah, I
movie
want to see it.
too.
I really do want to watch Saltburn too. I just
Okay, I
haven't
saw
gotten to it yet
Saltburn,
because
and I've seen. So what did they mention?
I heard it was gross, and I don't do well with people slurping up anything nasty. So I
That's
haven't
the only gross scene when he slurps up the presumed semen from the
bathwater.
drain.
Blah, blah. Yeah,
Anyway,
so
what?
I
Wait.
want
I
to
lost the
watch it though
question.
because it seems like my type of film. And Poor Things.
Well, Saltburn, I'll say is
Shoot.
it bored the fuck out of me. I mean, it had some beats that were interesting, but it's just another talented Mr. Ripley or whatever kind of story where
Mm,
he's not even poor. He's middle class and pretends that he was even poor, like from the gutter.
mm,
And kind of charms his way into this rich family. And I'm like, what is this supposed to say about the classes? That middle class people are shit too. I mean, I don't want to give away the ending because it doesn't seem like a lot of people have seen it, but it just felt like who? I just didn't.
mhm,
It didn't really say much, and it didn't deliver enough new or excitement that made up for it. In my opinion, I
mhm.
didn't hate it. It was fine, but I'll never watch it again
I feel
unless.
like I have to be in the right mood, like to watch that type of movie, and I just haven't been.
Oh,
So I
you
have to
DM me again, El Chubby Cabra? Ooh. And Poor Things,
discourse.
I loved. I need to
I need to
know.
watch that.
I need to know what you think, Justine, because I thought I relate to her so much. Maybe because my childhood was a certain way, but I'm like, no. I think all women and a lot of people would relate to her character, and I was so nervous because a lot of how I would feel about the movie, I know. And I know I'm supposed to be just enjoying the present and not looking to the future. But I knew about pretty much my whole enjoyment of the movie was going to bank on what the ending is for her. And Emma Stone is amazing in it. And
Mm,
Mark Ruffalo is amazing in it. And of
I
course,
love
Willem
him.
Dafoe is amazing. And I really loved that movie. Probably, definitely one of my favorite movies of the year.
I want to see it. I really do want to
You
see
would
it.
like it. You
I
would
think
like
I
it.
would like it, and I love
Mm.
Emma Stone. And I'm so glad that she's getting her flowers for that film. I haven't been really into the award shows, so I see like Optimisty
The
talked about
Academy
how
fucking sucks. It's just a bunch of. I mean, Mel Gibson's still part of the Academy. I don't give a fuck. They can all just fuck themselves. I don't give a shit. I know it means a
well,
lot to
yeah,
people. I love
it's
Emma Stone
crazy to
too.
me, like, a show like The Fall of the House of Usher can get by with not very many awards at all for many. They got, like, from lesser award shows, they got recognized, a few of the actresses did, some of the design, like,
Oh
sound
wait, I'm
design did,
supposed
but
to look.
that show was so good, and I feel like every single award season, there's a Flanagan piece of art out there that gets snubbed, and then I'm like, "Fuck the entire season. I don't wanna watch any of it." And I do. I just say, "Fuck it all."
Mhm.
And then we already know what happened with Barbie, which is just disappointing,
We
so
actually have a question about that. Um, appreciated.
yeah.
Um, is that what was I? Oh, El Chubby Cabra. I mean, Q and Picard is something I'd write, but that is not it. That is not the what the I've written it for years. There's almost a novel's worth of like the average novel is considered 70 to 80,000. I'm close.
Siobhan Heaven. Shivan Haven. Shivan Haven. How do you say your username? I like it. Agreed. Academy has been trashed for a while. Yeah. Trash. It'll come to him, he said. All right. What was the question you had for Barbie?
Think El Chubby Cabra. Why would it be you? Is there something you may have witnessed that the others haven't?
Is it
It's
wrestling?
not personal. No. No. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, back to questions, and then maybe we'll do a news thing.
Yeah, what was the Barbie question?
The Barbie question. It's just about it. Opinion about Barbie Oscar snub. Just well, I do want to say
I have lots
that
of opinions
more
on it.
people of color than ever really have been nominated this year, and I think that's really important. And I think it's hilarious and embarrassing. Hashtag Hillary Barbie, if anybody knows it. Hillary Clinton's post. So
Just latch on to any pop culture that she can.
You go ahead, Justine.
Look, I am genuinely annoyed that Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie didn't get nominated, considering the contribution to film that film had and the successes that Greta Gerwig had as being made the most money on a box, over $1 billion. First woman director to do so on the box office like that. And
Is that more
get
than
nominated for best film and
the
then not
Twilight
recognize
thing?
the director. Yes.
Mm.
So that right there, it just seems very odd to me that you would not nominate at least Greta Gerwig, but I mean, Margot Robbie also produced, so she didn't just star in it; she produced it. It was part of her. It was a passion project for her.
Well, someone was mentioning that
And
they were nominated for producing and writing.
yeah, but like, how would you not nominate the director again, the first woman to make over $1 billion in the box office on a
See, because it
film
shouldn't be about
that
money.
successful?
So I'm
It's
gonna say
always about
something
money though. But
controversial. I'm gonna say something
but
controversial.
yeah, let me finish this thought though.
Mhm.
And I understand that, Ken, so Ryan Gosling and America Ferrera both got nominated. I understand that there were other nominations, and I'm not saying anything's bad about them being nominated. That's great. In fact, America Ferrera being nominated is fantastic. Them being nominated for writing and producing, fantastic. You can have two things and one of them not be okay. So it's okay. I also think that it's not okay that people like Greta Lee didn't get nominated. There's a lot of snubs out there. So me being, stating one thing is not okay to me, like her not getting nominated for the getting snubbed as a director nom. That's not okay to me and does not make sense when you compute all the numbers and all of the films and all of the directors that were nominated. It does not compute to me. Does that take away from Ryan Gosling's nomination? No.
Or all the
Again,
people of color that have been nominated more than
or
ever. Yeah.
snubbed also. Yeah,
Not snubbed,
but
but
also
nominated.
snubbed. I'm just saying both.
Both.
Both
Like
things can be
Angela
true.
Bassett, I remember last year.
Yeah, we were outraged last year about that. Like both things can be true. So it's okay to be outraged about Greta Gerwig not getting nominated and also be outraged last year that Angela Bassett didn't get nominated or vice versa or didn't win. Jamie Lee Curtis? Seriously?
Well, that was
Like,
fuck you. Are you
so like
kidding?
we can be outraged about all those things. What
And
I'm
then she
tired
won
of
like
seeing,
what? What was it? What did
best supporting
bullshit?
actress.
No, what bullshit award did she win? Like best activist? Like how is that even an
Ally,
award?
the Ally Award. Yeah.
Gross.
So there's just, yeah, Stephanie Shu, definitely. So there's just, what I don't like to see is people getting mad at people for being upset about something that they have the right to be upset about because they're not also upset at the same time about other things. You can be upset about all those things and they all be true at the same time. I am upset about Gaza. Still. Does that
And
mean
the
I'm not allowed
people
to be
that
upset about Greta Gerwig?
and also people that haven't
It doesn't
mentioned
make sense.
Gaza once will do hashtag Hillary Barbie. Um
We're allowed to be outraged about many things at once. It's okay. There's a lot to be pissed off about today.
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
saying.
And my
Justine.
opinion isn't
Here's your out.
controversial.
What's the controversy?
It's not
There's
controversial.
controversy.
I feel like I
Oh.
should have a communist cap or something. So I'm concerned as this dude, as like an idiot that lives, in New Hampshire, like nobody even cares about. Not me, like New Hampshire.
Bye, Becky. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry.
Thank you for stopping by. Is that it concerns me a lot of these, like the Bernstein movie coming out, and that, which is a movie I have not seen. I haven't seen the Air Jordans movie, and there was an Apple related one. I can't remember. The guy invented the iPhone. I don't remember.
Blackberry. There's the
Blackberry.
Blackberry
Okay,
phone.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it,
Yeah.
it all feels like pro capitalism, and especially in an era where there is no, like, to the mailroom, to the board of executives anymore. That doesn't exist anymore. And so it feels
I
like that
love
we're
those moments
trying
in Barbie actually because of that.
in a
Like the moments of the
movie.
executives trying to make money off of whatever and they're okay with it because it'll make money. They're like, "Oh, okay then."
But I mean, these movies being made, and then apparently we're gonna get a Lena Dunham Polly Pocket or something like that.
Oh yeah, the lesson to be learned here, I guess, from Mattel was that Barbie was really successful. So let's make a Matchbox car movie, a Polly Pocket movie. And it's like it's not the toy, you dummies. Like that's not why it was successful. Unless you're gonna have Greta Gerwig do some
It
like
will help sell.
feminist.
It will have help sell tickets, though.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Don't get me wrong. I understand these people who make money off of these films, like Mattel, that shouldn't have been the lesson that they took away. That is going to be the lesson that they latch onto because, yeah, it's going to make them money. They're not dumb. They're rich because they know how to make money off of people. It sucks, is what I'm saying. Like, it sucks that that's the lesson that they learned instead of that women's stories are
It's
also money makers.
pro-capitalism propaganda, all of it. The American dream they sold us that doesn't exist, even for us white people. It's just like it just wants us, people to keep the status quo all the
Yeah.
time. It's not things aren't
Luckily, a lot
like
of us
that.
are disillusioned from that capitalist American dream. I mean, social media has been pretty big on that. I think our generation is doing pretty good.
Optimisty says Daniel Day-Lewis
Idiots.
is Stretch Armstrong. It seems like Optimisty is going to be the only one that knows what my fanfic's about.
Is it about Daniel Day-Lewis?
No. I just tell Optimisty almost everything.
All right. I guess.
All right, let's go to some news. I do have a lot more questions.
Get it out of her when she visits in July.
It's not that
I'll
interesting.
sauce her up and get her to tell me.
Let me Who says I'm not sauced up now? Not much. I did recently have a day where I forgot to eat but drank scotch for most of the day. But it was a weekend.
You really messed up Chupacabra tonight because he thinks he should know and doesn't. So you've messed
So I'll
him up.
tell you, Cabra, it was a live that you saw, and I appreciate that you were there. But you have to put it in the messages, not
All right. What's
here.
some news? News you wanted to talk about?
All right. So Media Threads, not one moment. I'm getting to where I put it. It's different than when I look at it on my other computer. Why do people touch my stuff? This actually wouldn't be because of people touching my
Give
stuff.
me a hint and I can pull up the link.
I wanted to talk about the Ghostbusters. Where is that?
That's the first one. Okay.
Mod announcements?
No, you put it in live news links.
That's not showing up for me.
Well, you put it there.
So I know. I put it there,
Make
but
sure
it was
that
at a different
arrow next to the organization is dropped down so you can see all the channels.
I know, but it's like, oh, well, I put it there. I thought I only put it there for.
You put the trailer there.
It's only is it in the
and there's the bloody
chat?
disgusting.
Is it in
under
creator
the organization chat? Below creator chat, all the way to the bottom, above mod VC, there's live news links.
I did do this on a different computer.
What are you doing?
Why
So
can't
we
I
can't.
find it? Oh, okay, I found it. All right,
Alright.
then I'll share my thing because it's the one I put first. Yes, it is. Okay, share my screen. I do know, but I can't remember. You don't
Present.
remember? You were the only one that showed up, and I appreciated it. El Chupacabra. I guess we still have the same things in sight. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking because
Do you want me to share the trailer? What are we doing?
Where do I go? Let me. I know you've shown me a million times. How do I find share
Present.
again? Where is
Scroll
that?
at the bottom of this.
Oh, I see it. Share screen.
This is what it's like at work, trying to talk people through their tech. Like, well, you're going to highlight it. How do I highlight
Do you
it?
guys see
Is there
it?
like a highlighter button?
Do you guys
We
see
could
it?
see all of it. We could see our Discord.
Okay. So this is new
We're gonna need all the
trailer.
help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
Specific things I have to say.
I've
about
been
this
waiting
trailer.
40 years for this.
I love Paul
They
Rudd
called
so much.
themselves Ghostbusters. According to these hacks, they saved the world.
Ghostbusters.
No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler.
That's the one I had a crush on, of course.
Side of a moving vehicle.
Wait, how did they not have
firing a
eyewitnesses?
laser gun
There was a whole like
indiscriminately.
Has a proton
YouTube
pack.
video that
It's
they
completely
watched in
safe.
I would say
Afterlife.
completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished. Right.
Oh, that's what's his
Overruled.
Sustained.
Paul Rudd.
Thank you.
No, the guy that was just talking to him. It's the same
The
guy
weird
from the
guy by
original
Strange Old
trilogy.
Things.
too.
Wolf House.
Correct on both counts.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
Buddy, you just hit the jackpot.
But like,
What is
but
it?
like
Better question is,
city council dude.
Wait, Patton Oswalt? What?
No, not oh.
I'm just saying, I didn't expect Patton Oswalt.
the parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army
Dickless.
of ghosts.
Walter Dickless Peck. Yeah. Thank you.
The power to kill by fear itself.
Like literally scared to death.
I kept saying it's that guy.
Paul Rudd?
That looks really
We
good.
might be
No,
looking at a second ice age.
Walter Peck.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Oh
Let's
my
get to
god.
work. Can I be of any help? Melnitz in uniform.
They've got everybody but Egon dead.
Yeah, because he's dead.
If there's something strange,
Yeah.
if there's something weird, who are people gonna call?
Why did that thing look like
Ghostbusters,
a?
what do you
one of those,
want?
like,
It's my favorite.
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
That is. I'm so glad that he made that joke. So glad because my kid loves the Ghostbusters song, and every time he gets to
Heads up.
it makes me feel
Tall,
good.
dark,
I'm like,
and horny at 12 o'clock.
are all the fish like deep sea fish? You guys notice that? I swear, they all look like deep sea fish. Ew.
Yeah.
What's that kid's
I like Finn
name?
Wolfhard.
Wolfhausen? Wolfhard, okay.
Finn Wolfhard.
You know, the Dexter brothers really like him too. They really kind of...
You can stop sharing now.
Okay, wait, what? Stop. Okay. So, you know, I'm not impervious to pandering. I love it. Okay, sometimes when it's something that I love, but the trailer itself, it's like a Marvel movie trailer, like serious. Stop beat. Somebody makes a jokey joke, and then it's the music, and I don't like the music.
I love it.
I know it's like, and everyone in the world is like, "Who fucking
It's like
cares,
cotton
Emma? You shut the
candy.
fuck up." But
Yeah, Walter
I
Peck
think,
is back, which is awesome. I think.
and Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. And
They were back in Afterlife though too.
I didn't watch Afterlife, to tell you the truth.
Well, you should probably watch Afterlife because this is a sequel to that.
But I had a big crush on Egon. Of course, he's the one.
Well,
that's
he's
dead.
in Afterlife, kind of.
Yeah, but he's dead. He was dead.
You know.
He's been dead.
Yeah.
I like a
It's
man that has
cute,
unique
though. I thought
hobbies.
Afterlife was
I
so
like a man
cute.
that has interesting hobbies like spores and
enjoyed it.
fungus.
Well, and you kind of get you get him through her. She's very much like him.
The
Her
daughter,
grandfather.
granddaughter.
Her
Well, I
granddaughter.
love
Yeah.
Janine.
Granddaughter.
I feel like I am Janine. Hello, Ghostbusters. Yes, we're real. You know.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that Afterlife did a good job with modernizing it, but at the same time keeping that nostalgic look. Just cleaner. I think they did a great job.
Optimisty's thumbs up it, and I trust I trust you too, Justine. But
No,
I
you
trust
don't.
Optimisty. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. You have a pretty good sense of what you're like. This one might be not for you. You have a good sense, but
That's true. That's true.
Optimisty is one of my rare barometers of like okay,
Barometers.
shut up. He's one of it's the same thing. Barometers of like if
Barometer.
you like this, I'm probably gonna like it. So
We measure bears here. Sorry.
I'm fine with I say words wrong all the time. I was trying to tell somebody recently that they're a kerfuffle, and he's like, I don't know what that is, but I know what a kerfuffle is.
It's the same thing, but in New Hampshire.
No, it's just me being stupid.
Well, I really did like Afterlife. I thought it was very
I
cute.
did
But
like
I also
Daybreakers Optimisty, just not as much as you, even though Ethan Hawke's in it. Which there's an Ethan Hawke related question in here. Not directly. Someone asked, we got a lot of questions this time. I'm really
well, let's
pleased.
get through them.
Right. Well, a second.
I wasn't rolling my eyes at her, by the way, in case you guys saw that. I was looking at the time in the corner.
You are allowed to roll your eyes at me. I just can't. Okay, let me get the marry me since you said yes to marriage to the stranger, Justine. Deleting that one. No, I delete them all if they've been answered. It's not.
Heard it here first. 1.4 million dowry.
And we
Probably
did
get my boyfriend to agree to it for 1.4 million.
Okay, here it is. Did you hear there's going to be a Black Phone 2? And yes, I did. I feel like the first one kind of had a complete story, but if you're going to put Ethan Hawke in that tight black shirt that he looks like he's just going to pop out of, I can't say no. I'm going to watch it.
So do you think that Black Phone 2 is going to be
It's going to have
prequel?
Ethan Hawke. It's going to
be a prequel.
And the kids.
He died.
He can be a ghost or whatever. I don't care. I want to see him in that shirt again.
I guess so, because the kid can see ghosts, so maybe he just haunts him.
And the sister's like...
While he's trying to solve another serial killer. Maybe it'll be very much like Billy Loomis in Scream 5, and you'll hate it.
I don't hate Scream 5. It's just not my favorite.
I mean the Billy Loomis ghosty.
Oh, that is
situation.
stupid. I do hate that. But as long as I can see him clearly, Ethan Hawke in the very tight black shirt, that's what I want. Or maybe in more of a magician-y costume. I'm just looking for Ethan Hawke in hot costume.
Like he was when you first see him with the balloons.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one with the cape.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I'd watch it more than once in theaters.
Black Phone 3, Nokia Drift. Man, optimistically, you 2 phone 2 black. You are on a roll tonight. Am I a barometer?
Oh, shut up, everybody! I'm an idiot.
My barometer. You're all barometers.
You guys are mean. You guys are mean.
I'm changing Optimisty's name in our Discord to barometer.
No, Optimisty is forever Optimisty, and it's important to me.
Yeah. I think you'll recognize him still when he says barometer.
Shut up.
Okay, what's the next question?
All right, let me try and go in order so I stop getting mixed up. This is an old one. Thanksgiving horror recommendations. That's old. But I love when I was looking up news and on a few
I
different
did watch
websites.
Thanksgiving finally.
I was bored by it. But the funny thing is that everyone's like, "Oh, Thanksgiving gonna be on 500 screens soon." But hon, I don't remember. It was Dead Central or Bloody Disgusting. I think it was Bloody Disgusting, and it's like Thanksgiving shown on 500 screens for some reason. I liked that. So
I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty funny.
it was kind of
don't know.
funny, but it was more boring. I'm
You
hungry.
know, it was very Roth. I don't know. I felt like a return to form for him, I guess. Not that he ever left it, but
It was
But,
there.
it was. I liked. I don't know. I liked the ending. I liked what's his face, Patrick Dempsey. I thought he just was wonderful in it. I did. I liked him.
Hey,
a lot.
everyone in the chat, raise your hands if you're excited for Joe Bob's Violent Valentine on the 9th. I haven't chosen my victim yet. I have.
I
You
gave
know-
my boyfriend his Valentine's gift today, so he got it early.
That's so early.
I want to use it today.
Oh, fair enough.
So, he got it early.
Valentine's Day
wait.
is my birthday, so
This is
I
a great time
usually
to talk about the romance horror films that people listed.
Okay, so I asked on Instagram, but for some reason my Instagram is being confusing where it's not showing both of my stories to me. So I have to go into my messages because it's worked. this
Spooky
time.
Robin gave us a plethora. Della Morte Dell'Amore, aka Cemetery Man. Never seen that.
Oh,
heard of
so good.
Life After Beth. I freaking love her.
We have a very
so
specific
much.
life after Beth question later. So I just asked generally on Instagram. I'm not going to give names because not everyone on Instagram is somebody that watches our podcast. I just said favorite romantic horror movie, and a lot of people love Bram Stoker's Dracula. Great
It's
answer.
so romantic.
And then some people say, "I'm sorry, it's
obviously.
obvious." No, it's just a good answer.
It's just a good answer. It's freaking to the brim with Bram Stoker love.
And then our Swedish fan, not someone I know that's Swedish, different Swedish person. Swedish people are everywhere, man. Is One on Top of the Other, which is not a film I'm familiar with, and he is somebody that watches the podcast, so I felt it was okay to mention the Dark Elf of Horror. I was about to say somebody else's name. I think they were here. No, it doesn't mind. A lot of people are mentioning Spontaneous, which I'll get into. I have seen, which I'll get into.
I have not seen that.
So Warm
Spring
Body
is one of my favorites. Optimisty.
Spring's mentioned a lot. So and others are Warm Bodies, The Hunger, Dead Alive, Near Dark, The Toxic.
We talked about The Hunger a lot in our vampires episode.
We did. Return of the Living Dead 3 is up there for sure, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. Someone voted. The Fly, which might be my final pick.
Man, and they were together during the filming of that movie, so chemistry.
Steamy. Return 3 definitely. And someone said The Love Witch. Someone said The Shape of Water. Maybe it's based on Bram Stoker's
good one.
Dracula.
I like that pick, The Shape of Water.
And Living Dead 3. Someone said Spontaneous again. Warm Bodies, Grotesque, which there's a few grotesques, and one of them's on Tubi that just seems like it's more likely a romantic horror, and I'm interested to watch it. Bram Stoker's Dracula, go to see all.
Bones and all.
I'm not sure if anybody mentioned it. We just recently talked about it in Cannibalism.
We did.
So.
Yeah, we talked about a few of these. I think partly because I am a hopeless romantic when it comes to film, it seems like.
So
but I didn't realize.
After Grotesque, Bram Stoker's Dracula again, May, Shaun of the Dead, The Iron Rose, which is a Gene Rollins film, Crazy Night, Spring, Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula again, Spontaneous again, Warm Bodies, The Lost Boys.
What is Spontaneous about?
let me know. And then Crimson Peak, spring, the
Crimson Peak is
Mummy,
fantastic.
Bram
Oh,
and Return of the Living Dead 3 and Spring. I feel like Return of the Living Dead 3 and Spring and Bram Stoker's Dracula are the ones mentioned the most. We probably, unless it's picked by our slasher chat, won't do Bram Stoker's Dracula, even though it's great, because we have recently talked about it. But if you guys vote for it, we'll do it again.
yeah.
Because
I
we
can
love talking
always
about it.
talk about that movie. I mean, we've talked about it quite a bit just because it's so easy to talk about. It's like a lesson in cinematography. So I think we
Optimisty is
talked about it
right
in our cinematography
as
episode.
my barometer. He's is mentioning Cat People, the original Cat People, which is another great film.
I almost watched that like yesterday. That's funny.
Fantastic. And it's also
I mean, I
slightly
like it. Yeah.
lesbian, so
Yeah. Like, yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. I think we talked about Return 3 also in our zombie episode.
but not much.
Not much, but we did address it because of the love
It was almost
story.
my second choice, but I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna pick The Fly, you guys. We'll let you know what our picks are, especially.
Yeah, I'm torn now because I thought I was gonna pick Spring just because we haven't
we kind
really
of.
talked
If
about
you don't
it.
pick Spring, I feel like I have to pick Spring.
Because
Spring has to be talked about.
I think so too, but we could also save it for a cosmic horror episode because it is very cosmic horror.
And then there's the slasher vote.
Yeah, so I don't know. I want to pick Spring, but now I kind of want to pick A Shape of Water because that's so romantic.
If you pick Shape of Water, I'll pick Spring. We'll figure it out. We're planning on doing a romantic horror live taping at the end of the month, but we haven't nailed it down exactly. So we don't want to give you a date, and we're not totally sure. So it would be after Valentine's Day.
The next filming we do, it will be that episode. So we'll put a vote up in the chat before long, and for our patrons to be able to pick the other film.
So Spontaneous just came out. And I liked it. I mean, it has its little flaws and all, but overall, I like the premise of it. What happens is in a high school, all of a sudden, someone just spontaneously combusts. And apparently, it's something that happens, and then it happens to another student. And so, the basic line, without me going into detail about the characters, basically, the romantic part is this one girl that usually wouldn't hang out with this other guy. They're just like not in the same circle and stuff, but she's just kind of drawn to him, and they become boyfriend and girlfriend, and it's in a really sweet, realistic way, and you really sense his sensitivity not only towards her but life, and he really becomes somebody that means a lot to her. So, but the idea of the movie in general, of these people, the teenagers spontaneously combusting in this one high school, is that the idea that, yeah, we got to get through the drudgery of high school, the drudgery of this, and the boyfriend character. This isn't really a spoiler at all, but we find out the boyfriend character had a brother who accidentally found like in a quarry or something like that and died at like 7-8 years old. So it's the idea that we assume we're guaranteed a certain amount of life or a certain amount of time with someone, and we aren't. And so that's a big theme throughout the film. And there's some funny moments. Our lead character is like kind of like one of those, like sassy, tell you how it is kind of teenagers.
Played by Catherine Langford, who was 13 Reasons Why.
And so I liked it. It's not perfect. It's got a little bit of shake in the wheels. But that's to be expected with this particular kind of effort. But I really like the general tenor of the film.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. No, I think it's. I don't remember where I watched
I
it.
didn't even hear of it. Like, I don't know how they make any money off of movies when they don't
I don't even remember how I heard of it.
advertise them at all.
A lot of people really liked it, and it's the connection between her and the boyfriend is very genuine and very sweet, and we really like him. But I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to say anything that's gonna spoil the movie in any way. So that's the general tenor of it, and growing up and all that kind of stuff. But I liked it. It's different, and I liked it. So I recommend it.
I'm gonna watch it. All right, what's our next question?
Okay, so back to questions. I was in my Instagram. Where's my Discord?
Thank you guys so much for your feedback on Rex for romantic horror too, both on Instagram and in
So I'm
Discord.
disappointed that nobody has mentioned Tammy and the T-Rex.
Well, like I said, what's his face? Spooky Robin. He gave us a plethora, and I didn't even finish reading them all. There were so many.
So Spooky Robin, I don't think he's here right now. But we'll let him know, because he has so many great ideas. If he to asterisk the ones he wants to.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah.
But
if my
1996, The Moth Diaries, The Hunger, Fresh, Let the Right One In, May, After Midnight, Living Dead Girl,
I
Return of
wouldn't
the Living
consider
Dead 3,
Fresh a
and
romantic
Fear.
horror.
Mm,
It's more friendship at the end, because he's not an actual love interest at all.
Well, he kind of falls in love with her. She romances him for freedom. She even eats a little human for freedom.
Yeah, but he's just liking the commodity of her. I don't count it personally.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. We talked about it quite a bit in our cannibalism episode as well. What's with love and cannibalism?
The consumption of another human being. Was I going back to questions? Is that what I was supposed to do?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything.
You need an R-rated cut there, though, for Tammy and the T-Rex. That's what Optimisty said.
I see it. More T-Rex eating people inappropriately. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm back to the beginning. Thanksgiving. Okay. If you gave yourself a nickname, what would it be?
I wouldn't.
I mean, Emma of the Impact, I guess.
Yeah, I guess just enough.
I mean, you can't really give yourself a nickname. It's not like everyone calls me Dodger now. I mean, it's like, okay, Emma, thanks.
When you were a kid, did you ever want to give yourself a different name? Like, did you ever make a name that you wish
I wasn't a kid. I was embarrassing like 20 or something. And I started working at Dollar Tree, and I just said, oh, the Emma's my name, but everyone calls me Dodger. Nobody called me Dodger at all. And even my name,
there it is.
I still have the nickname from the Dollar Tree calling me Dodger. But then people be like, hey, Dodge, or hey, Dodger. And I'm just like still stalking the shit.
Completely ignorant to it. That's great. When I was really little, I made up the name Tapria. Yeah, it was like what I would name, like I would draw these very specific looking girls with curly hair and like heart-shaped necklines for, boobs and stuff. And like she was Tapria, and that was like my alter ego, my like Sasha Fierce. And her name was Tapria, which is a horrendous name. Thank God I never tried, like I wasn't able to change my name or anything, but yeah, Tapria.
Is that inspired by Topanga?
I have no idea.
Or what was what was the name of the lioness? It was something the lioness was the book series. Alana the lioness. You didn't read
it? Was just some sounds I put together. No, I didn't. But I did know Topanga. I mean, I did watch Boy Meets World. But
Alana the lioness.
I think Tapria predated Topanga in my life. I think I was like in the 2nd grade, maybe even younger, maybe even before school when I was making up that name.
She was like the more confident version of you, kind of a thing.
I don't know. I hated my name. Justine.
Justine's
for
a lovely
very
name.
long time. Well, nobody had it. I couldn't get it on any of those cool little tchotchkes at the,
No one had Emma.
Centers.
Believe it or not, nobody had Emma for a while. And then Rachel on Friends names her baby Emma, and they're fucking everywhere now.
Right. But Justine, like, is not on license plate keychains or anything anywhere.
Well,
so I never got those cool little name tag things.
Yeah, but it makes you cooler.
when I did find them, I thought they were really awesome. I was like, yes, that was like the coolest thing ever.
And then you
and
named
then
your
people called
daughter
me
Nordica.
Justin all the time. Like my name was always Justin. Yeah, I cursed my daughter with the same problem, but I can make her stuff, so she'll never feel that loss.
Hello, Radine Bomb. I probably said it wrong.
And
I say everything
nowadays, you
wrong.
can get the personalized stuff on Etsy so easily. Like everybody makes personalized stuff now on Etsy and Amazon.
But it's
So
different
like,
when you're on a field trip and there's a gift shop.
yeah,
At least back in our day.
but I don't think she would pick stuff like that. To be honest, my kid is like about the creepy stuff. She goes for the spooky stuff, anyways. So yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She likes being her own thing. She's not like me like that. Where I wanted to like nobody's calling her like a boy's name either. Her name is very clearly Nordica. Like there's no mispronouncing it.
Did you shorten it sometimes? Is it like Nord?
No, sometimes her sister calls her Nori,
Mm.
which is like seaweed snacks. It's cute.
That's cute.
Like, but no, she doesn't. I don't really do nicknames with her, so she's just Nordica. Oh well, I call her like nicknames, but they have nothing to do with her name. Like I call her Bug a lot. She's my bug.
It's
Come here,
cute.
Bug. Nugget. She gets called Nugget a lot. She got called Nugget before she was even out of my belly. Her first ultrasound looked like a chicken nugget, so I called her Nugget ever since then.
Cute.
Yeah, so she doesn't have that. I don't know. She doesn't have that issue. But her name is also like it means something, and my name was just like a name that some people have in other parts of the world that I don't think has
What does her
any
name mean?
origin. Her name means from the north or of the north.
Mm.
Yeah, in German. So it's kind of like it's like calling someone Scandinavian in Germany, I guess. So
Okay.
and she's German Scandinavian, so
Yeah, your last name? You're not
yeah,
fuck.
very German.
Not that I don't
Um,
also have a very German last name, but yours especially. Like you out German my last name.
very German. Yeah, there's like streets in Germany with my last name on them. It's very German.
All right. What is something people often assume about you that is incorrect? Justine?
That I'm mean. Not mean.
The
I'm like
dark-haired one?
the dark-haired one, yeah. I am really one of the most empathetic people ever, like to a fault. To like I give
I'm way
people
meaner than you.
so many
I could be way
chances
meaner
to
than you.
walk all over me. If I know it's something that I can give up, like it's not gonna it might cost me money, but I'll make more money. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it's not something that's gonna cause any harm to anybody, I will gladly like give someone the benefit of the doubt more times than not. And I'm much more sympathetic to people's plights than I think a lot of people are. Like some people be like, "Oh, he's just lazy," and I'm like, "No, he's going through a transition, and sometimes that can be really hard." You know, I understand being stuck or feeling stuck or overwhelmed. You know, I'll like find up every excuse to feel bad and empathize with somebody before I ever try to like make them feel bad about themselves or ashamed. So I am really one of the nicest people to have in your corner. Um,
That's
but
why
people think
when
I'm
someone
mean.
asks you what villains would you be, and people are coming up with all these different villains for me, and they're like, "We don't know about Justine because you're so nice."
Yeah, I really am. I'm really nice. And I don't mean to say that because I can be very mean if I need to be. Like
I've never seen
I
you actually be
defend
mean. I've seen you
people.
been mad, but I've never seen you mean.
Yeah, you know, I feel like I'm not mean as much as I'm like I will I will go to bat for somebody very viciously if they need it. Like I'm very justice centered also. Like believe in full justice. And that can make me a little like I could be a total I don't know. I even empathize with villains in movies. It's really bad.
I love the villains.
I tend to like
Icons.
and especially like all the Marvel movies nowadays.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
you know, I kind of get him actually. I get what he's saying. I defend him.
I think
I
we're
wouldn't
supposed to.
Well, I
A
think
lot
so
of them.
too. I think so too. But you know, also I don't know. Maybe that's just because the villain arcs are outdated because we're all like in our villain era. But I if you are someone I care about and someone hurts you, I will destroy that person for you. That's what I mean. Like I will ruin somebody for you because I care about you. So it's not that I can't be mean. I could if I'm pushed enough or if I believe that's really deserved and they need to learn a lesson. Then I will. But I'm not mean just for the sake of being mean. I'm not like that. I'm honest and sometimes that can come off aggressive, I guess. I'm
That's
very
more
honest with you
forward than
guys.
aggressive.
Like I'm very honest on here and it
I would
can
say that's
come
more
across
forward.
mean, but it can come off mean. Like I'm never gonna talk to someone like Jamie Lee Curtis, so I can be an asshole about her. You know what I mean? Like, but if she was here, I would not be mean to her for the sake of being mean to her. I would still be very nice and courteous to her because she's a human being who deserves respect. But when I talk about her like she's not a thing in this room, like she's
Well, she's
she
not a
doesn't give a
person in
fuck
this
about
room.
me. You know what I mean? Like, she
No,
doesn't
she
care.
doesn't. You
Like
know?
she doesn't care what I say or anything. So I know like where my power is. Like I'm not stupid. Like,
Riding Bomb says that's how I was with Batman villains, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze. Okay.
they were right.
Especially
Yeah.
Poison Ivy. I mean, she's an eco-terrorist because she's
Yeah.
right.
Get it, girl. Get it.
She's right.
And deservedly a man hater the way that scientist treated her.
She just hates people. Well, that arc isn't in every arc, but that's me getting way too nerdy for my own good right now. So there's other questions.
Well, the way we brought up those two specifically, I assumed we were talking about Batman and Robin. So
Well, it's only slightly accurate to Mr. Freeze's. It's completely inaccurate to Bane and Poison Ivy. Although I
Yes.
do love Uma Thurman, you know, Poison Ivy.
She looked fabulous.
Oh,
too.
yes,
Her
she always does.
costumes and makeup, like, stop. She's iconic.
Also, I should have mentioned this earlier, Jason. I'm poison.
Yeah.
I love that version of Poison Ivy, but none of it reads to anything. But also, especially since her own plants attack her at the end, that makes no sense. But anyway,
Yeah.
I still
All right,
love.
so what's something
Uma
that
people
you
assume
think
about
people
me?
would- yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think people assume much about me. I don't know. I assume that nobody's thinking about me, not in a bad way. Not in a
Well, you
bad
assume
way.
wrong. People think about you all the time.
That's stressful. Why?
No, because people care about you, Emma.
Oh well,
That's the way
my
it should
family
be.
and stuff, but they don't.
I think about you all the time.
Oh,
all the
thank
time.
you. I think about you a lot, and I talk about you a lot to my friends.
I know, so do I. I talk about you all the time. I'm like, oh, Emma said this on. It was so funny. We'll all watch like our videos and stuff, and I'm like, God, Emma's
The only thing I can think of is that someone barked, and that's what I was going to mention. Was mostly back when I had a Facebook marketing that I have 3 German shepherds, and so they give me like marketing of like right-wing stuff. This is Facebook. And people have given me shirts that are like, it's basically shirts where people like, I love my AR-15, but they just
And my
instead
German
make
Shepherd.
it German Shepherd.
Yeah.
So it's just like, they're family dogs for me. You know, they're not like militant trained. Can't get one in. Benny!
You know, it's funny you say that because that comes across like people also get that wrong about me too. They think like I'm
Is there a
conservative or
Rottweiler?
something. Well, I have a Rottweiler and I have a American Staffordshire and I have guns. Like I own guns and like people assume that because I own guns that I call for stricter regulations on that I wouldn't own certain guns that I own.
I'm
or
not a
that
gun person, but I shot my first gun recently.
Or that I'm conservative in any capacity, which
I was
I'm
totally not drunk.
I am such a socialist.
Benny.
Like I am so far from right wing that I don't even think I could circle back to it.
Want it?
Like I don't even think it's possible. I'm just off the freaking spectrum in what I believe. Like I don't think there's anything in politics that suits me fully. to be
Not
honest.
me either.
But
Hey,
I would say that I'm not conservative at all. Like, at all.
no one can see him. He's
If anything,
so low.
I'm so
There he
socialist.
is.
I'm borderline
Look at
anarchist now.
him.
Um,
Look at. I'm
Hey,
sitting on.
Jimmy Bobby.
I'm.
Hello.
That's my fanny. I'm sitting on.
Fanny.
Oh my yes.
Look at that
I
face. So
I
sweet.
know. Fanny.
You're making me want to get my dog now. Odin is we took him to the park last night.
You know, Fenrir eats Odin at the end of the world, you know. He would never do that. He would never. He would never. He's named
He would
Fenrir, like, ironically.
Odin is afraid of everything, so his namesake does him no justice. He's the biggest baby.
Yeah,
He's also
Fenrir-
like he thinks he's a lap dog. It's the cutest thing. Like he's the biggest sweetheart. I don't know. He's a great dog, but anywho, but yeah, people get that wrong about me too, especially advertising, because oh my feeds go bad so quick because I like one video of someone's like Rottweiler, and the next thing I know, like I'm getting all these right-wing videos. I'm like, where did this come from? And then I realized that person I followed with the cute Rottweiler is like a conservative, and I'm like, fuck. Like, ruined my feed. Like, yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of, because if there is a regular thing people assume about me when they meet me in person, like face to face, I don't know what it is. Sometimes it is like I'll tell people I'm mentally ill, which I don't like say right off the bat, right? But I'll be like,
Hi, Emma. I'm mentally ill.
mentally ill. No, I'll say I've got some mental illness problems, you know, some history and all that stuff. And everyone thinks nowadays, like, who doesn't have a mental illness? And then they start getting to know me and they're like, damn, she's got a mental illness.
You got one of them real ones.
The state says so. And the federal government also.
You know, I get like another one people assume about me because I've always had dogs that I don't like cats. And it's like
That is another thing that I love cats.
I love
I
cats.
just have
want a
three
cat
large-
so bad.
I have 3 large dogs. I don't think
Yeah,
it's good for
I just have
the
too many
cats.
dogs. But you know, dogs get old, and I know that someday one of them's gonna pass away. And
No, that's
probably
never gonna
be
happen.
Athena.
Shut up. Shut up.
But
None of our dogs are
I
ever
said I wouldn't
passing
get
away.
another animal until we were down to one, and then I would get a cat. And I want to get a cat, and I want a Sphinx. I want a hairless cat. I want one that looks like it's gonna take over the world.
My dogs are never gonna die. So
I know.
never.
I went through a very, very sad dog death recently, like a few
no.
years ago. Well, it was Argo's before Odin. It was before the dog I had before Athena even. And he was my soul dog. And when he got hit by a car, that was like the hardest thing I've ever been through.
Oh my
I lost
God.
a child. And then I had a child. And I realized that there's way worse to worry about out there that could just get a chokehold on my anxiety. But that was really hard. Like I've never had an animal death hit me so hard. That one was rough.
Fenrir's I love all my dogs, but Fenrir's my
Your
extra
soul dog.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's rough. Athena she's my good girl. She's a good girl. She's not Argo though.
So that kind of leans into a
She doesn't
question
hear
that
me.
is extra
Yeah.
a little bit. Okay. So are all your kids spooky kids? Justine?
I only have one kid. I mean, unless you're counting my stepkid, Nordica's sister. And not really. She's not. She's kind of, I guess. Maybe a little bit into some of the stuff I'm into, but not really. Nordica is definitely a spooky kid. She loves it. We watched Slither last night.
Scream.
Yeah, she loves Scream. But I've been trying to introduce her to newer movies because not newer like in time, but like other movies she hasn't seen before because she likes to just rewatch and to the point where I'm like, I cannot watch Five
That's
Nights
the
at
kid
Freddy's
thing.
one more time. It drives me crazy. And so finally, like last night, I told her, I was like, you can watch movies with mommy, but I'm picking every single movie we watch. And you're just going to either watch it or you can go to your room and watch something else. So the first movie we watched was Tremors.
Awesome.
And then we watched Eight-Legged Freaks. And then we watched Slither.
Fun
No, we
movies.
watched Eight-Legged Freaks the night before because she picked that one. So we watched Slither and Tremors last night. And Slither, I forgot a very important detail about that almost had a very traumatic experience for
Is it a
us.
sex scene or something?
No, it's actually not that sexually explicit. It's very it's more like fade to black and implied stuff, and there's like sexual jokes and stuff, but there's not a lot of like
That's
sexual
one that the kids
explicit
go
stuff.
over their head, you know?
Yeah, but like there's a lot of dogs that die, and they show a
Oh.
lot of like dog death, like bodies and stuff, and body dog parts and stuff, like a German
I
Shepherd
always
head.
forget that. No, shut
Yeah.
up!
Yeah, like I'm not even I totally forgot about it. Like I blanked it out of my mind because usually I cannot stand movies that kill dogs, but this movie is so extremely funny and ridiculous that even the stuff that would usually bother me doesn't bother me as much because they're so joke about it. Like they're so silly about it that it's not nearly as bad as like, I don't know, urban legends when they blew up the dog in the microwave.
Can we
That was
stop about dogs
enough.
dying? I can't.
Sorry,
I
I'm sorry.
can't.
I'm sorry.
Just like
Anyways,
you and
so the point
babies.
was she got
I
upset
can't.
about it because I told her it wasn't a dog, it was just a coyote. She's like, "Well, I like coyotes too." And she was
It wasn't
so
a real
upset.
coyote.
She started crying, and I'm like, "It's not real, honey. It's like stuffed animals and like fake blood." You remember that video we watched where the guy came out of the wolf head on TikTok? It was a special effects where they were showing you how like they did the transition in the movie. She's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "And that wasn't real, remember?" And she's like, "Yeah. So are you saying it's like paint?" And I'm like, "It's paint. It's like stuffed animals and paint. It's not real. It's like the movie Makeup where those kids turn themselves into Five Nights at Freddy's characters on TikTok. And it's not real. It's just makeup. It's the same thing." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she was fine. I
Good
completely
point.
forgot about all of that in Slither. Like,
I
my
always forget
bad.
about it because I
Bad
get
mom
involved
moment.
emotionally. El Chubby Cobber says, "How explicit can a sex scene be when it's done to air supply?" Good point.
That movie is so funny though. I every time I watch it, I forget about some of the jokes in it and they make me laugh so much. It's hilarious.
1 second. So someone asked me a specific question because I think this is because of an Instagram story that I recently did. Emma making a horror doll short film ? So this weekend I was helping somebody with their music video, and it was all their vision, the stuff the stuff I shot. I just helped a little. So it's not my thing. I just helped. So even though that's totally my aesthetic, I mean, if someone asked me, "Hey, I want to be a mad scientist taking guts," the guts are real, man. Not human though.
Not coyote either.
No. The animal was already dead, so let's put it that way. I'm gonna say yes every time. So, but it
No
I
animals
was
were harmed for the making of that video.
no,
They were already dead.
they're already dead by natural causes. Anyway, and you know what's funny? It reminds me how, because I don't think this person will see this. Men never fucking listen, okay? So I don't even know who this dude is. He's just, how you get a lot of messages from dudes on Instagram, right? And
yeah.
I do. I don't know who they are. I don't know who most. I don't know who most of them are. But this one dude says to me, they saw the Instagram story of the doll and the guts, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, Emma's doing a horror short." And I'm like, "No, it's just my friend's vision. I'm just helping shooting it and stuff." And he's like, "I can't wait to see your vision." I'm like, "Do you read?" Men never
read.
I didn't say that. I just like, do you?
Well, now you said
It's not
it.
even a sentence.
You think he watches your stories and not your lives?
Yeah, because he can't even read a fucking sentence. What's the point? If you're gonna flirt with a girl on Instagram, what's the point? You don't fucking listen.
Well, if you did watch her lives also, now you know. Listen.
It's not my vision. I literally said that. It's not
that
my
reminds me.
vision.
Do you see that that trailer for the stop motion that's coming out?
Claymation. Yes, it's in
Oh,
our.
I thought it
it's
was
in our-
called stop motion.
It is. I got it wrong again. Barometer.
Why'd you correct me?
Because it's me. That's what I do. I correct people about.
Well, be right if you're gonna do it.
I can't be. I can't do it. So somebody, it's funny.
Oh my
Remember
God.
Murder by Numbers, and it's that Sandra Bullock
Yeah.
film that we talked about
Yeah,
in Serial Killers, and I think
Yeah.
that's Ryan
I love
Gosling's
that movie.
performance, and that is very similar to Ken to me, which is another
Yeah.
reason why I brought it up. But not that means it's bad. It's just like we've seen him do that, and
Yeah.
for some reason I thought it was Paul Dano in the role. I don't know. It's like a Paul Dano
Oh.
equivalent person. And someone
Yeah.
said to me, my friend was in that, and they played the bad guy that wasn't Ryan Gosling. I'm like, I think it was Paul
I
Dano.
love that guy. He was also just in something that I just
He was
watched.
in Funny
too.
Games, the American
What was
version.
he in? No, yeah, but recently he was in something that I watched.
But I told the person who that's their
Investigative.
friend, I'm like, I'm sorry, I think it was Paul Dano, not your friend. And I'm obviously
It was like a
super
cop
wrong.
drama. What was it?
I don't know.
Reptile
Haven't seen it.
on Netflix with Alicia Silverstone and
I like
Benicio
films
del
is so
Toro.
right. Emma
That
Swain.
guy.
My
That
Emma
guy
Swain.
is in it. Yeah. So
I know
that
his first name's Mike.
stop motion film, when I saw it, I thought, why doesn't Emma do something like this? And then I saw another video on my stories or on my Instagram feed that had a girl showing behind the scenes of her doing this like rock puppet thing for like a show or something, where she was like the voice and movement for this rock puppet. And I
That's
was
for
like,
me.
Emma needs to do a horror short with puppets.
She
just has to.
I do.
And it has to be like stop motion puppets, everything. And I think that we could do it.
My next puppet build, which I've been talking about for longer, than but anyway, my next puppet, which is happening, I already have the print. It's a print for a leather mask, but I'm going to do it with either faux leather or going to try it with foam. It doesn't need to be what it looks like on the outline. And I'm doing another one of those. I'd made one once before. I didn't keep it. I gave it to Joel Hodgson.
I think between me and you, we could do something pretty cool because I can sew.
I can foam.
And you can foam.
I think we could do it.
I think we could do something really creepy and cool for some stuff.
I love
puppetry.
puppets. I would if I could just run away and be a puppeteer somewhere, that'd be pretty cool. But that's not the way the world.
My like creative gears just went and spun like crazy. So I'm gonna have to like do something about that. I can't not get every hobby that comes across my.
Me too. It's part of being ADHD.
Hopper. It is so bad. Like when you were like, "Oh, you know how to sew that good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know how to do any hobby that is anywhere near anything."
I don't do it as
if it's
as well
adjacent
as
to anything.
People.
I will learn to do it and do it. Like it's a problem. Like I do nail art now, like press on nails and like paint minis and like.
You're very good at that though. You're very good at painting
literally
details.
Whatever. I don't know. It's a little frustrating because I get bored with stuff pretty quick, and then I have all the stuff for it. But then I can just do anything I want with that stuff. And then it leads to something else. Like I might make a puppet for us now. I'm just gonna make a puppet.
I can't wait to see your vision. I just literally said in the last, not even a sentence, it's not my vision. Men on Instagram.
I can't wait to see your vision, Emma.
Shut up.
What's the next question? I want to see your leather puppet.
Well, I will make my faux leather puppet, but unrelated to somebody else's project that I was
unrelated to somebody else's vision. I will have a vision, and I will show you, Justine.
When is Witches and Horror Musical episodes dropping on YouTube? We don't know yet. Okay, so I've been. So horror musicals is in my queue, and I've been working on it. and
She
a
has been working on it.
combination of school and work both ramped up more than I expected. I should have expected it. And then I took the weekend off because I'm a human being and I'm gonna be 37 very soon, and I need time off. So
Every time someone says that I'm a human being, I think of the show Community and the human beings.
I don't remember that part.
They pick that for their mascots. They want to be inclusive, so they're the human beings. And then, in order to pick the mascot, they just put this guy in like a white suit. He looked like a demigorgon or something, just like a green screen character, and that was their human being because they wanted him to be any color, and it's just gray. Like, it's such a ridiculous. I love that show so much. Sorry.
One of my favorite parts of that show. We'll get back to the questions. I'm swear, you guys.
It's such a good show. It's like full of good stuff.
Is when Chevy Chase's character dies and he gets revenge on everybody after he dies. And what's Child Gambino's? It's Donald Glover, right?
Yeah.
And Donald Glover's
but what's his character's name?
I don't remember his character. What is his character's name in it?
It's Troy. Troy and I'll bet in the morning.
Their friendship is my favorite part of the show. But anyway, he kind of set them up to all kind of like get revenge on. And what he did to Troy is he had him meet LeVar. Big part of Michael Burton. And he's like, hi, did you know me from Star Trek or Reading Rainbow? And he just like freaks out and he goes in the bathroom and he's rocking and he's like, I never wanted to meet him because he can't disappoint a picture.
Oh my god, I love that show so much.
That
it's
is one
so
of the
clever
only celebrity deaths that like I know I'll like have feelings about that I can think of is LeVar Burton. I love LeVar Burton because I watched Reading Rainbow and Star Trek Next Generation. So LeVar Burton is an inherent part of my show. It's like sometimes when I need to cry, now that everyone needs to know.
You'll imagine him dying.
No, it's not that disturbing.
That's good.
No, I have never.
Some people imagine
he's not gonna die, just like my dog.
On you.
And the people that I love, he's not gonna die.
That was a logical direction you could have gone.
It was a logical direction. No, I'm thinking another childhood thing is I'll watch Jim Henson's public funeral, and when. Because it's something I grew up as a kid.
Actually dead.
But it's something that was like deep within me. Even before I really knew death, I remember Kermit's cousin, Kermit's little nephew, talking about like he's like, I remember that guy. He used to be right down there. But the funeral.
Stop. Stop it.
So what happens is, no, you're in it now. You played Big Bird for like all his life. It's going as Big Bird, and it's like a slow walk up to the microphone. And then he starts, it's not easy being green. Just like the color. And he starts choking up during certain parts of the song. And he's like, why wonder? Why wonder? And I'm like, I can't handle it. I need a second, you take over. I'm
pretty sure that's just as bad as imagining LeVar Burton dead. So
shut up, he's never dying.
All right. Next question. We got to move on from the sad stuff. I'm sorry.
Green is the color of spring.
What is this podcast? Oh my god.
I can't help it.
Okay.
Ocelot, I'm sorry if I pronounced anybody's name wrong. Bruh, I just watched the first episode of Mr. Rogers with my son. I've never cried so hard. We are so thirsty, and I believe it in our culture today, especially, and sounds so trite to say that, for kindness. And what you get with Mr. Rogers is kindness, and Jim Henson and the Muppets. Not the Muppet Show. They could be quite mean to each other. But in general, there's a certain amount of kindness that I think I'm going to start.
I didn't watch Mr. Rogers when I was younger. I watched
I
Fraggle
did!
Rock. I was obsessed with Fraggle Rock. Your boob's about to fall out, girl.
I did, and I loved. I cried during the
paywall.
I cried during every time when I watched the documentary about him, and he would just say, "I love you, just for who you are." I can't handle it.
What's our next question? We got to move on from the sad stuff.
Let's go to the next person I see, and they're like, "Emma, are you? What the fuck are you?" I'm like, "Jim Henson's dead, and everything's wrong with the world."
It happened a long time ago, Emma. You should be over it by now.
I'm not over it. I'll never be. When is the Witches Horror Musical episodes dropping on YouTube? Eventually.
Soon. Promise.
All right. And then someone just says, "Giallo episode !" We're gonna get there. We'll get there.
Look, I know that some of y'all are Giallo
Giallo
fanatics. We'll get there.
And I'll be insufferable.
We talked about Suspiria.
I'm gonna pick Suspiria for that, and the reason
we
is
talked about it already. Oh
no, okay.
You mean the original?
There is a reason for it, because part of understanding what Giallo is and what Giallo isn't. Okay, everyone watching my finger and my breath. Okay, is that I don't consider Suspiria Giallo, but many people do, and that's why I'm picking it.
See.
Okay. The furrow in my brow. All right. Anyway, so get ready for that. And that's gonna be our opening. I know most people
don't make a furrow in my brow.
I can't do it when I'm trying. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, here we go. Different question that's not about anything dying. What horror couple are both your relationships like? And I'm going to change that question a little bit. You can answer that question that way if you want, Justine. It's like, if you picture your relationship, like what, generally, like of the horror relationships, what's one that you're like, that seems like a good one?
Like a good one? Or like
a good positive? Well, I don't know. If that's what the question seems to be, you and Mark's. But if you want to pick generally, like, that's a horror couple that's actually cool. Whatever you want to do. I have an answer already, so I can answer first.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is generally, all right, because I'm dating, and be afraid of me. Is that
oh, I do have one.
Everything's a vague threat. Is Only Lovers Left Alive, 1,000%. And I know part of that is that they've lived so long, that they know each other so much. But I like that they both have this fundamental understanding of human beings, of themselves, even though they're very different personalities, and they don't always live together. Like, sometimes they're doing their own thing because they're vampires, whatever, they're cool. So, and unfortunately, I had to admit, I'm probably not the Tilda Swinton of that couple. I'm most definitely the Tom Hiddleston, because I'm emotional. But definitely, that would be like, even though I'll never live that long, I'm not a vampire, but I love how their dynamic is, and it feels very real in Only Lovers Left Alive. That would be the one I picked.
For me and Mark, it's definitely Heather and Burt Gummer from Tremors. We are that couple. Like,
is that the redhead and the other guy that have all the guns?
The guns, yeah.
I love.
Yeah, that's us. We would be great partners in the zombie apocalypse kind of thing. But at the same time, like, I'd be like, God damn it, Bert, knock it off.
No, I see myself in a lawn chair with I don't have a significant other in that particular way right now, but just sitting in a long chair, and we're like wearing sunglasses, and we're like, whoa, man, look at that zombie apocalypse, huh? That's Only Lovers Left Alive. That's my
Now,
That's
like
my ideal.
villainous couples, I can't think of any that we're like because
Well, it's
we're
usually
like good
one is
partners.
taking
Like,
advantage of the other.
yeah, it's
villainous.
usually very toxic. And like, I can't think of a lot besides that don't have that toxicity. And we don't really have that like toxic relationship. We're very partnerish. Like, we very much like to find the common ground together. That's like our goal always. Even when we differ on things, it's to find the common spot that we can meet at.
What if you're both really weird?
So if you're both really weird, I don't know.
Are you really weird?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty weird. But
I like your weird.
yeah, I feel like my weird is I don't know, it's pretty confined to my house. So like I'm not like particularly weird out and about or anything. I don't know.
So what El Chubby Cobra asks, there's a few comments about Bert. Fucking Bert, Tremors was an absolute treasure as a kid. Absolutely agree. I love how they were on TV a lot. Cable, back when that was a big deal, when something was on cable all the time. And I'm pretty sure Bert was in every Tremors movie, wasn't he? And I don't know. And I think that would be an interesting franchise for us to do is Tremors at some
It'd be
point.
fun. I haven't seen them all, so
I haven't either. So
I
I'd
think
love
I got
to.
to like the second or third one. That's it.
I have no
There's like
idea.
a prequel one too.
I
I
would
think it's the
love to
fourth
explore
one
it,
or
especially
something.
and also Children of the Corn. I'd love to do that one too.
I just
That,
recently watched the newest one of those.
I haven't seen the newest, but I was starting watching the old ones because I hadn't seen them in forever. Because most of them are made for TV movies. But anyway,
I feel like there's quite a few couples in horror though that are both just like weirdos falling in love with each other, and I like that.
Isn't that what Bram Stoker's Dracula is?
Kinda, yeah.
I thought you would say
so.
that couple.
No, I don't think that's ever. I don't think that's achievable unless you're a vampire. That's like intense, like
No,
love
that's
spending times love. That's
That's like
intense.
movie love. And I think
Yeah.
Only Lovers Left Alive and Bert and what's the woman's name?
Heather.
Heather. I think those
Bert
are
and Heather
more
Gunner.
realistic, even though Only Lovers Left Alive, they're vampires that lived a very long time. But I think it's the idea of knowing someone for a very long time. Like you fundamentally know and understand each other, even though you're not always directly with that person or directly, entwined. It's just like and you sense
The Addams Family is a good one.
that is a good one.
So the only reason that like me and Mark are not like Gomez and Morticia is 'cause
I'd be
he's
the
much
Gomez.
more straight edge than me. Like he's not like Gomez. Like
If I have to say,
but I'm very Morticia like.
in my life, I've definitely been in most of my more serious relationships the Gomez to the Morticia because just my nature is kind of cringy sometimes, but it's me.
What's the next question?
All right. Interesting question. I don't know if the asker is here. Why aren't there more giantesses in films? Well, you can do so many remakes, like the 30-Foot Bride of Candy Rock, a rom-com sci-fi flick, and The Village of the Giants. And one thing I'll say is, I know giant women is a big fetish. And a lot of the downward angle stuff is a fetish thing. I've been asked by a few people how much to have you step on me is a thing.
And you remember that trend? The like trend where you make it look like you're handing somebody like something on TikTok or whatever, and it was like from a giant lady, and then you make yourself look like a giant handing someone something. That was totally fetish, viral fetish stuff. Anyways,
but the thing about the giant woman stuff is that it usually has to relate to the atomic age. And with the nuclear family and the Cold War, and
we don't really have a lot of giant stuff at all, really.
So we used to, but I mean, it was when that was like the theme. When it was
we don't have giant men either, like in
radiation. Or well, there was Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids to Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, and the toddler turned giant, but that was also a very long time ago. But I think it mostly was dealt with the politics of then. I mean, Full Moon Features has more recent giant women, usually fighting each other, films that you can explore. I'm a Full Moon Features fan. It's not porn, but it's
What's
something.
that movie? There's that movie that's semi-giantess, Colossal, where Anne Hathaway controls a giant kaiju.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
Colossal. It's good. I liked that movie. Talks about like addiction and superpowers and stuff. She like is like it's like the kaiju is like an avatar of her. It's really interesting.
I mean, El Chubby Cabra. Sorry, Optimistic. I almost said your name. El Chubby Cabra. You didn't get it. You should have gotten it. You were at a very specific live, and I'm kidding. I'm not disappointed.
So what's the next question? And then I think we should wrap up.
Oh my God, I have so many questions, and then I have so much horror news.
Well, maybe you can text them to me and we can answer them in the chat too, in a Discord.
All right, so I'll just go through a few questions and we'll figure out what ones we want to answer. Anyone watching True Detective? I am at the moment.
Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Would you like to be revived as Frankenhooker or be in the movie Life After Beth? Are you going to sell prints with a little extra? No, I'm not. Is it hard?
Wait, go back to the Frankenhooker one. I want to talk about that one.
All right. Would you be revived as Frankenhooker, who is, again, there's a lot of these movies coming out. Like you think of an angry black girl and her monster, and there's Poor Things, and there was another one. What was it? There was another Frankenstein one recently, but the Modern Prometheus is back.
Cody one coming out too.
Oh, and I have the trailer for that.
Lisa
Frankenstein, which is kind of like My Boyfriend's Back, but better.
I'm so excited for that movie.
See, that's one of those movies like, Justine, why do you live so fucking far away? Because you'd be the first person I'm like, we're watching this movie
we
together
would be going
now.
together. That would be a girls' night out in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Like, but you live so far away. It's not
fair. Alcohol. You know what I found out recently? You can get to-go martinis from the martini bar next to my theater. And drink them at the theater.
Let's just do that. I can't, unfortunately, but you live so far because you live so far away.
When's it coming out? Maybe it comes out when you
like the 9th of February. Oh. It's like out soon.
Well, there'll be a movie out when you come and visit, and we'll go see that.
But that was a perfect one.
It was.
Diablo Cody.
It is. You don't have to live out there. There's weirdos over here you can date.
What if I like the weirdos over here that are not also close to me?
Relocate them.
Too soon.
That's probably too soon.
It's definitely too soon. No,
I would rather come back as Frankenhooker, by the way, because I feel like in Life After Beth, doesn't she like rot away still?
Yeah, so Life After Beth, a few people, including Beth, come back from the dead.
Yeah, they're like zombie-like, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, both, and Frankenhooker gets to take the turnaround on Jeffrey, who's her old husband, and if you know the ending and what happens to Jeffrey. But you want a date? I do it right. Wait, you want a date? I can't do it right. But I couldn't say no to a remake of a Frank Henenlotter story. Who watches a lot of Laurel and Hardy? I've been told.
The question? Maybe I misunderstood the question. I thought it was asking if we would like to become.
I said, would you like to be revived?
Yeah,
as Frankenhooker.
Okay,
or be in the movie Life After Death. So I assume. Or be in the movie Life After Death, Beth.
Life After Beth. No, I think they're meaning like, would want to come back as Beth, like Beth in that movie, or would you rather come back like Frankenhooker?
Frankenhooker,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Then I thought you were talking about like remaking the movie, and I'm like, I don't think that's what they meant. But
no, it isn't. Not at all.
I would love a remake of Frankenhooker. I think that would be fun.
And Hen and Lauder still
Maybe
alive
Poor
to be part of
Poor Things
production.
is something like that. I don't know.
Apparently, Hen and Lauder living in New York, right? Obviously, loves watching Stan and Ollie films. Hen and Lauder, give me a call. You know, platonic friends. Let's watch Stan and Ollie. And I actually have a lot to say about Stan and Ollie because I'm a loser. Anyway, let's see if there's a easier question. So this is an interesting question that I can't really properly answer. Would you like to be in the shunting in the movie Society, or have alien sex in the movie The Seed? So the thing is, I haven't seen The Seed. Have you?
Yes. That's the one with the pool, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. But the thing is,
I would pick The Seed over the shunting any day. Any
So-
day. The shunting is disgusting.
they merge together. And there's like
Yeah, in The Seed, you're kind of absorbed, but you're let back out. There's a little bit more tentacle action going on. It's much more erotic and sexy and still kind of gross, but way better than the shunting. Ugh.
Well, I'm kind of like, I like one-on-one. I like a connection one-on-one.
This is the one we talked about with Crystal, where it was like an alien orgy. It didn't start off that way though. It was just one-on-one at first, and then it was an orgy.
What are we talking about? Is this
The
real life?
alien
Did this
orgy.
happen?
Yes, we talked about this in an episode, the alien orgy. And I said, I'm watching it. And then I watched it.
Oh, I should watch
Crystal
it.
told me there was an alien orgy. And I said, down. Let me watch that. And so I did. And it was fantastic.
So I'll have to watch The Seed.
Highly recommend.
I do not want to be part of the shunting, also because they're like rich old people. So
Yeah,
that's not
gross. And they were so sweaty and like wet.
sweaty. I don't mind if like it's two people, you know, like we get a little
No,
sweaty
it
together.
looked like it was a lot of sweat. And you're merging with each other with the sweat.
And
it
they're
was so
all old
forceful
white people.
and non-consensual. At least the seed alien lulls you and seduces you. Okay.
Okay, that sounds not so bad.
I don't feel seduced by a shunting.
No,
It
that
doesn't
feels
even-
very.
It sounds aggressive.
The
Like
shunting sounds like it's
shunt.
not pleasant.
rhymes with punt.
It's not supposed to be pleasant in the movie. It's not supposed to be alluring at all.
Not. Maybe for them. I don't know.
Well, for the old rich white people that become butts,
ew.
I don't understand. Let the
Ugh.
shunting begin. So I haven't seen The Seed, but I'm going off Justine's subscription. I'll pick The Seed.
I
Okay.
liked it. I thought it was a good
I'll
time.
have to see it. Okay, this is a question I can answer quick. That is for me primarily because it's a Mystery Science Theater thing. Who would you think would make a better Ash? Mitchell or Rosdower? Obviously Zapp Rosdower. Having beer in heaven right now. So Mitchell's played by Joe Don Baker. I don't know. Joe Don Baker is famous for Walking Tall in the 70s. He plays Winona Ryder's dad in Reality Bites. He's just one of those dudes. The guy that plays Zapp Rosdower is like not really as famous because it's almost a student film, The Final Sacrifice, but it makes it charming. So obviously, please tell me. I know there's fellow Misties in the chat. Who would you pick? Obviously, to me, Zapp Rosdower would be the answer. Anyway, what movies are you thinking to do for Hammer episode? And then I think we should watch the Lisa Frankenstein trailer, and then
There's
we can say
quite a
goodnight.
few Hammer episodes or Hammer movies I haven't seen. That
There's
I need
two
to.
specifically that come to mind.
Yeah.
I love
What?
how evil I look just by turning my head down. It's being an angular
Kubrick.
face.
The
No,
Kubrick
it's I have a very angular face. It's just like
I look like a child.
I look evil, or I
my
look
angles
like I need
come
some
from my
assistance.
chin. I need to put my chin out.
A square chin.
Okay. So do I. What thing? I guess it's more like a diamond. What do you call that shape? I'm getting confused by the camera. Okay. What was your two picks? Your two Hammer picks?
You
We
want to
got
know my two
distracted.
Hammer picks?
Yes.
Okay. So definitely curse. Okay, of course, I can only pick one. And Justine picks one, and then the audience picks. But my picks would be number one, the first one, and not the quitter experiment. Okay, we're not counting that one. Fuck. I don't want to hear it. Is Curse of Frankenstein, of course, with Christopher Lee and Pita, and the thing, Peter Cushing, obviously, and that was one of the first horror Hammer films, and it was like in 1958, I want to say, and Psycho happened in 1960. So before Psycho, in color, we see Frankenstein because he's kind of like evil in this one, gets shot in the eye, and all this oozes. It's more horror. It's like the most like one of the first instances in gore. When I started doing my TikTok, I did like history of gore, and that was something I would mention. And also, this is a more fun choice, less significant, more fun is Twins of Evil. And Twins of Evil is like is it Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee? It's hard because they get mixed up in my head so much because they just it's one of them, and then he has his nieces over, obviously, and they're Playboy bunnies, of course, not in the movie, but lots of boob, like Hammer is expected. And he's a witch hunter, and he's like killing all these people because he thinks they're witches, and there's a younger guy being like, no, the problem isn't witches, it's vampires. And then the rich people above are vampires. And one of the twins of evil becomes a vampire because he becomes seduced by the vampires. Of course, there's like a hot guy, whatever. And when stuff is starting to get confusing, there's just a point where I think it's Peter Cushing. He turns around, he's like, why did God curse me with these twins of evil? But it's only one twin that goes evil. Both very luscious. No, I'm not done with my twins of evil. So it's funny because he's like the villain because he's killing innocent women as witches, and then once the younger guy's like, no, there's vampires. She's like
gonna tell us the whole movie.
He's like the hero, and it's weird. Yeah. Excuse me, I cannot show you what both women's boobs look like. I can show you what mine look like, but they're not like these two women. I don't know.
You're literally almost showing them your boobs.
They're mine.
Yeah.
This is my era where I get inappropriate. Okay, I'm gonna be 40 in like 3 years. I'm gonna be inappropriate for a long time.
Well, I haven't seen Daughter of Dracula still, so
that is an amazing film. It is a fundamental film in gay cinema. And a fundamental film in especially lesbian cinema. And the thing is, it's not.
And it's Hammer, right?
It's not what?
It's a Hammer film, so
I don't think it is. Actually, I might be wrong.
If it is, that would be my pick because I have to see it, and we've talked about it a couple times, and I haven't seen it. So it's like one of my like guilty still haven't seen movies. But
it is harder to see, and that's another thing that we try to pick movies that are easier for people.
I wouldn't mind The Hounds of Baskerville. That would be another pick I would float just because I love Sherlock, and that's his like more horror entry. Anyways,
so we'll get to Hammer. We are going to get to Hammer horror. When we say we're going to get to something, we will. It might take us time.
There's so many things to choose, and sometimes a lot of what we pick is you guys will vote on. Some of it is because we're just too excited. Someone brings it up, and I'm like, yes. And when you're excited to do something, it's a lot more fun to do. So
I'm going to selfishly share my screen because I want us all see Lisa Frankenstein. And if you got those of you that have seen My Boyfriend's Back, please tell me you see it in a good way. I think it's meant to look like that. All right. Oh, I didn't press share screen. Give me a sec. I thought you were like sighing, like, oh.
Yep. Just my bad habits. Bad habits with a late night. Sorry.
That's another weirdly. I almost put in my romantic horror list, but boxing Helena. But I figured out that it probably wasn't. Where's the live
Why are
thing?
you in mod chat?
I don't know.
Down, down, up, boom, down,
Boom.
down, down.
Oh, I forgot to
down.
share this. That Blumhouse is gonna have like a horror. They say film center experience in the Overlook Hotel.
Down, down, down.
Oh, I
down,
really
down,
want to
down.
see this movie, but we don't have time. It was made for me, okay? Lesbians, yes.
There's that stop motion one. Oh yeah, you did put that in there.
I did, but we only have so much time. Okay, visit site.
Da, 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 da. You gotta share it to the new screen, probably.
You can't see it?
No. Push. There you go. Start it over.
I wish
I'll
I
start
was
over.
with you.
Now we got it. I love Catherine Newton.
Me too.
Are you hot burning me? Lisa! Does he have more of a basketball bod or a football bod? He doesn't play sports. I tend to his
Dead.
grave. I talk to him. I wish I was with you.
See, I'm crazy, but I'm
really
never be that
Adorable.
crazy.
I love her. That face was perfect.
You hear that?
It's the girl next door. She's
Isn't
very
this
odd.
giving like Major Burton vibes too with
It
the
is.
look?
Slightly. I mean, he
Your
looks
hand.
kind of like Billy from Hocus
I can't
Pocus.
believe you're here.
But like also
Do
the way
you
the
like
house
music?
looks, it reminds me of
Have
Edward
cure.
Scissorhands.
Ooh, oh, not that kind of
Oh,
cure.
those are very
They
80s
can't make you
lamps.
better.
Those
I mean, they
pink
can, but
lamps. That's an 80s
emotion.
lamp.
No, don't cry. Your tears smell so bad. Send it back.
You need a friend.
No,
I want that.
it's not really my style.
When you're in doubt.
Lisa looks good. She could probably even do pageants if she had congeniality.
Who needs that?
Your daughter is a little psycho. I open my glorious home to an ungrateful little.
Is that Carla?
I want to help
Carla
you.
Gugino.
It's a waste of time to
The
try
girl,
and fix
the
up life.
woman from
It's better
all
just to accept
Flanagan's
the guy's
stuff is in
flaws.
that.
Yeah, Carla Gugino.
I have an idea.
There are bad people out there. Come on, Lisa.
You'll feel good.
That
True
hand
love.
is going to do terrible things.
You are being admitted.
Impatient.
There she is.
Lockdown. I could get the clink for life or the electric chair.
Very
but
Johnny
I
Depp
don't
vibes
want to
from him.
die a virgin.
Yeah.
You know anything about the disappearance of the student?
I'm not making any more comments. You can talk to my lawyer.
Really hope this stops phasing soon.
You need a friend.
It looks like a lot of
Lord.
fun to me.
It looks fantastic. Oh my god, I'm so excited. That's probably one of, besides Nosferatu, that's got to be like the top of my most anticipated this year.
Oh yeah, Nosferatu 2. So
This
anybody
Scars
that has it,
Party,
yeah,
the
definitely,
doll.
definitely my boyfriend's back. And someone said, yeah, that looks like Dunk was fun. Yeah, no, it looks like fun, and I Like Film says he has an older poster for My Boyfriend's Back somewhere in one of my poster boxes. Yeah, My Boyfriend's Back is not a great movie, but it's like fun. But this looks even funner. It feels like a little bit like Heather's a bit in the sense of her
Yeah.
attitude, and
Yeah.
My Boyfriend's Back, but it's also got
Well,
that
it's definitely
Diablo
giving
Cody.
Burton vibes. And yeah, meets Diablo. That's what it was like to me.
Do you know? It's in our news updates that there might be a Jennifer's Body sequel.
With Amanda Seyfried?
With everybody, I think. I'm looking. Did I put it up?
That would be amazing.
Love Lies Bleeding, which I know you guys can't see the screen right now. I'm also extremely excited about.
Oh yeah, I heard Kristen Stewart did remarkable in that movie.
Did I
Like
not
the
put
role
it
was
up
made for her.
like an idiot? Oh, I guess I didn't.
Do you want to do one more question and then we'll cut out? We're at 2 hours.
Okay, one more question. Let's see.
Get a juicy one.
A juicy one. I think I said
No
I'll
pressure.
choose.
Just pick one. I don't want to give you a complex. Like-
Let's see. Someone has asked when the Stalker episode is happening.
Oh, the
Eventually.
stalker or obsession, or both. Or are we
That's kind of
calling
the
it
same
obsession,
thing,
right?
isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're calling it obsession, just
Mm.
so we can include a little bit more breadth.
Someone asked us what. Okay, did you figure out the horror love languages? Is a question. Sexiest.
Oh, I forgot about that. I have a project. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about
That guy's a Southern Baptist. It's crazy, man.
That's exciting.
But a
I'm
lot, even
excited.
people that are against him and against his book and messaging say that there is good stuff to be wrought
Okay,
from.
I'm gonna work on that immediately. I am so sorry. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Oh, I'm excited. That was such a fun, like, spur of the moment thing that came up, and then my brain just like pooped it out right after we were done, I guess, because I forgot. So I will do that.
El Chubby
Thank you for
Cabra.
reminding me. I'm glad there's interest.
I'm glad that Haslot. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I say everything
Like
wrong.
Ocelot.
Or Lancelot.
Oh, maybe.
mm.
What is it? Which is it? Is it Ocelot like the cat? But you're Ocelot because you're the Hoss. You're like the big cat of the woods. Big Ocelot of the next.
The big puma.
Big Puma.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Okay. So I will tell you, El Chubby Cabra, because I appreciate that you were present for that specific event. Because you were the only one. That was from my side. There are 2 people I really want to have on as guests. One of them is Rainbow Fright. I did a live with her, and she's very peppy. She's very talky like us.
Yeah.
And also, AJ the Illustrator got really excited when I had a Rocky Horror thing on, and so they would be excited to do another horror musical episure.
Oh, specifically the musical one?
Yes, which we'll figure out eventually. So I said, I don't know.
Yeah,
We're us figuring out dates is but definitely, but it, we'll let you know in
Why do
advance.
I feel like there's a horror musical coming out soon too?
Is there?
I might be mistaken. Are they rebooting Little Shop of Horrors or something?
No.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. It might have been that they're rebooting it on Broadway though. Might not have been like a.
They're already on Broadway right now though.
I don't think so. I think that show stopped for a while, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a series. I don't remember. I swear there's a musical. The Lost Boys one. The Lost Boys musical. That's right.
When people mention Lost Boys as horror, romantic, I'm like, it's between Michael and David, right? Because
is that what you're?
No, it isn't.
Romantic?
No,
I don't believe you.
No, it's not. I would have been more like
that would have been perfect.
It's not. It's not. I'll let El Chubby Cabra know, and I'm definitely, optimistic.
We have talked about that before.
We will.
But anyway. No. Yeah, that would be great actually for around the time that movie drops. If I don't know how soon that's coming out, that might not be till next year.
So I just found out. I'm ashamed. It's something just new I found out. So we know Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? And the sequel, Shock Treatment. So I just found out that it's really not a sequel. It's basically what happens to Brad and Janet later on in life. But most of the songs are from the original screenplay of the original sequel that was supposed to happen. And the original sequel that Richard O'Brien wrote that was supposed to happen for Rocky Horror is that Rocky does save Frankenfurter from the rebel, and them and Rocky and Dr. Scott bring Frankenfurter back to life, but he needs blood. And because we know that Janet and Frankenfurter had that one like
Tryst.
the tryst.
Yeah.
And she's
They all did.
they all did, but
Yeah.
she's pregnant with Frankenfurter's baby.
Janet.
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 Rocky. So there are 2 songs, and of course, like I found out as I'm like discovering this, 2 songs in Shock Treatment that are like the 2 songs in Shock Treatment that are my favorite are ones that were to be sung by Frankenfurter. And don't get me wrong, I'm never gonna say no to Jessica Harper, who's singing the song I'm looking for trade. I need a young blood. I need a young blood. I need it now. And then Brad in Shock Treatment saying, I'm looking for love, which should have been Rocky, right?
Aww.
But it didn't happen for a lot of reasons, which maybe we'll go into in our next horror musical episode.
Oh, see, look,
my
yeah,
God,
they
it's
are working on a
Graveyard.
new
Oh my
theatrical
God.
Little Shop movie.
Okay, Grande's Graveyard did stream with me for the Saw episode with Rainbow Fright. Awesome to see you here. Really
Hello.
appreciate it. You should come on our show as well. Rainbow Fright's awesome. You were awesome. I really appreciate all the
I also want
Saw
to see if
stuff.
we can talk to Horror Chronicles about coming on again. She was
Definitely.
so fun.
I
She's
can
got-
sing.
she's
I
yeah.
cannot. But anyway, and
Mhm.
then there's another song. I have to finish this because I'm a fucking geek. There's another song that is called Duel, like Poo Pew Duet. And it's between, I don't want to give away Shock Treatment stuff, but it's between 2 characters that feels unearned in Shock Treatment, even though I do like Shock Treatment. But this dual duet, which is like this intensity, is supposed to be between
Like a tango.
yes, like a tango. Frankenfurter and Riff Raff. Who doesn't want to fucking see that?
Yeah.
What could have been? And I looked so hard, Justine.
Make the puppets and put the song together yourself.
I looked so hard. I'm probably going to. I'm not
Do
shitting
it.
you. Because
Do it.
I can't sing, but I might. So this summer, I'm taking off from school. I'm gonna have some free
Yeah,
time.
you're gonna come visit me. Oh, that's right.
That's part of it. I'm gonna visit Justine. I'm also probably gonna start taking singing lessons because I need the dual duet between Riff Raff and Frankenfurter.
I'll
to be
sing Riff Raff
real.
for you.
You think I'm more
Yeah.
Frankenfurter than Riff Raff? I take that as a
Well,
compliment.
I feel like I
Riff
could
Raff.
do like the deep man singy voice of him.
He's
like,
very
"Rah!"
high.
Yeah,
He's
but
very
like
high.
I know, but I could get away with it. I sing a lot of Billy Idol. A lot of Meatloaf.
Margot
I sing a
Price
lot of
can sing for
Meatloaf.
Emma. Anybody can sing for me.
Some of my songs, some of my like go-to karaoke songs were Meatloaf songs. So
I love Meatloaf. I was recently with a friend and we were singing in the car Meatloaf songs like word by word together. It was really fun.
and between us, I think I'm much more of a Riff Raff than a Frankenfurter, and you're
What?
much more of a Frankenfurter than a Riff Raff.
I take that as a big compliment because I always saw myself more as a Riff Raff.
No,
more
yeah,
of a
you're
Frankenfurter,
much
but
more of
is
a
it-
Frankenfurter.
Is it my sexuality?
Have you seen your Instagram?
Yeah, but in personality. I always felt bad for Riff Raff. He's like, he never liked me. There's never one.
He just wanted to go home.
But and also Frankenfurter denied him. But anyway, I would love to see that dual duet with them, and I would love to. And
Hello.
the other song, in that was my favorite. Is called "I'm Looking for Trade." It's supposed to be between Frankenfurter. It's mostly a Frankenfurter song when he needs blood. You know,
Oh.
young blood, young men, young
Oh
blood.
yeah, we should
And-
totally do a puppet version of the sequel that never was.
I don't know how well
That'd
we
be
could
so
get away with
fun.
the copyright. We have to figure that out because it never happened. But the
We just won't make
song
money
is,
off of it. We just do it for
but
fun.
because the song
Copyright
is
only matters if you're
technically
making
in a
money.
movie. Is it? pretty sure Richard O'Brien's dead, but somebody owns it.
Right?
What?
Copyright only matters when you make money off of it.
People can be picky. You never know.
I guess they can cease and desist us, but ooh. But
Well,
then it's
whatever.
forever.
We
You just
made
gotta
it
put out
first,
there once,
and it
and then
was
it's there
fun.
forever. So they can get fucked. Anyways, what was that the question?
That wasn't a
Or-
question at all. That was me bringing it up because I'm obsessed with it right
Oh,
now.
yeah. Great.
'Cause I'm
I love you.
I'm
One more question
dreaming.
before we go.
Be it. One more question. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's two questions that are ones that I skipped, not because they're bad. Tips on getting back with an ex. Don't. Is
Don't.
my advice.
Why reread the chapter when you've already closed the
Well,
book?
I'd say if it's been like many years, maybe like over 10. But
It
again,
really depends on why you guys broke up, to be honest.
as somebody that is a divorcee, when I wanted it to be done and I knew it was done, the worst thing my significant, not because of who they were, but the worst thing they could do is contact me. Like, it's just kill me now.
Yeah,
So
I
just
mean,
give them their space. They obviously want space from you. Don't, is my
I
advice.
would not put your energy into something that's not wanting you back. Yes.
Okay, there
But
we go.
like, yeah, I just wouldn't. I don't know. But if you really feel like it's possible, then
Justine, where do you buy your
do you do
lingerie?
my
Is a question.
lingerie?
It's a question. Where do you buy your lingerie?
Why? Nobody sees it. I everywhere, I guess. I bought a lot from Etsy. Actually, I like going to Etsy because they're like usually handmade by people who really care about the way it looks and the way it looks on a body. Yeah, that's really it. Etsy.
I do Etsy. I don't do
Yeah.
Amazon. If there's not a pic, because some of them, especially if
Oh,
it's
every
cheaper
buy
stuff,
from Amazon is terrible. They
but
never fix
especially if
it.
something
So weird.
I like Mo flavor. If you like specific stuff, because all of it's adjustable, and I like that. It is cheaper, but
Adore Me is pretty good price point, and their stuff isn't bad.
Mhm.
I recommend going to actual shops though, like lingerie stores that are like, if you can afford it, go to a legit lingerie store that will fit you in the right stuff and give you exactly what you're asking for and support a small business. If not, then I would recommend going on Etsy and finding someone who's going to take your measurements. If they don't take your measurements and they're just offering you something in a small, large, medium, whatever generic sizing, or generic
generic
bra
sizing is
sizing,
bullshit. It
it's just
is.
not gonna
It was
make you feel
bullshit.
good. And the point of lingerie is to feel good in it. So
The point of lingerie to me, and someone asked what's our, this is a combination. Somebody asked us what's our least favorite part of our body. So I'm going to combine this. That's not a word, is it? Combine this. Okay.
yeah.
So, before I had more boobs, it was hard already because standard sizing doesn't exist for anybody of any size, really. And then with the boobs, it made it harder, you know. And not that I mean like it's so hard to have fake boobs. It's not like that. Anyway, someone asked us what's our least favorite part of our bodies, which I'm gonna say, don't ask anybody that. I'm not upset about the question, but I would say generally that's not a question you should ask anybody. But I do
It
because
definitely comes from the wrong point of view, I think. You don't want to think about your worst parts.
Well,
So
I'm fine with it because I was a person that would never wear shorts or anything like that because I have, like, I don't know, you can't see it here. You can't see it. I have a lot of cellulite on the back of my upper thigh. And the thing is, part of that is like people will say, oh, then you Photoshop it out. I don't. Because the thing is, when you know photography, you know how well soft lighting just erases that. And so it's
yeah.
like it's actually a tip people give boudoir photographers. is, when you have a client and they're not used to posing for sexy pictures, you have soft lighting set up and you show them what you have in your camera, which doesn't show the cellulite because it's softly lit. So, I mean, it's just there's so much to it. So it's not just people
Yeah.
always go Photoshop. There's a lot to it. There's some, for especially for big productions, there's a makeup artist. Then there's a whole thing to it. So it's not my favorite part of my body, but at almost 37, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I'm not 13 because I've had it since I can remember, and it's got
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, since being with my current man, I actually have way more confidence in things that I used to be much more self-critical about. I just don't care anymore because he's just obsessed with me regardless of any of the flaws I see in myself. But my like least favorite body part or whatever is always changing. It just is
Is it?
whatever made me, yeah, it's whatever made me uncomfortable that year for whatever reason that I've got in my head about. But usually it's my stomach, I guess, because I'm not particularly like I've always had meat on my stomach, even when I was at the best shape of my life, like major athlete style
But you're also
body.
a
I
mom.
still had, well, even before that. I mean, like when I was in the army and I was like I was doing PT twice a day because I was in charge of remedial PT, making sure people were getting fit and passing their PT test. And I was 100 on my PT test. And I was buff and like super fit. And I ran miles on miles every week. Even then, I still had like that little pudge in the middle of your stomach. And I found out later in life it was because a babysitter when I was younger told me to suck it in once and showed me how to suck in your gut. And ever since then, I actually developed really bad rib flare. So sucking it in
What's
my
rib
whole
flare?
life, it's where you suck in your stomach so much that your ribs actually flare out at the base of them. So it's actually a problem. So don't ever tell girls to suck it in, for one. Just don't do that. But it gave me a complex when I was very young, and I got into the habit of just sucking in my stomach for all the time. And I
I
developed
don't think I
rib
could do
flare,
that. That
which
takes.
caused a really
Does it create
strange
muscles
shape
too?
on my stomach. Yeah, it creates muscles up above your ribs. It makes your ribs stick out a little bit more so you can see your ribs and they make your stomach look fatter than it really is. So it actually made it worse without clothes on than it would have been if I just had a normal stomach, like a normal child has a stomach. Like people have stomachs. Anyways, so that used to be like a major self-conscious thing of mine is that I had ribs that stuck out. I had boxy ribs and made my stomach look chunkier than it really was. And I've always had that. But now I don't care. Like I know how to dress myself to flatter myself and make myself feel confident. And I've realized that a lot of what people wear is what's actually making them feel better or worse. And it's not so much stop trying to make yourself look like somebody else and instead try to find what makes you feel better about yourself and in your own body. And you'll realize how many flaws you don't have. like,
Well, it
so
sounds silly to me for me because 9 out of 10 women have cellulite, right? So
yeah,
a lot of to different degrees. And a Hasselot is very nice thing. You got great legs. You haven't seen them though. You haven't seen them, so you can't
I've
say.
always loved my legs. My legs have always been one of my favorite.
My
things
legs are
to
my
do.
leg. Okay, so after that is something that if I didn't mention it, no one else would notice. It's one of those things like no one else would like my mom and my grandmother are both and it's my grandmother, my paternal grandmother and my maternal my mom. So it's our
Yeah.
mother-in-law. They're both very sensitive about having big ears. Like I would never notice if you didn't mention your ears, I would never notice them. But
Yeah.
I don't like my ankles. And I don't like the cellulite, but I've accepted it. I'm not gonna not wear shorts. Nobody cares about it. Why should I? And I'm just gonna get older. It's just gonna get worse. So, woo! I'm gonna be like a slutty swamp witch, just hot, like not hot sexually, but hot in the swamp. I'm wearing whatever the
Yeah.
fuck I want in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, there's another.
I don't want to end on that question.
Oh,
Can we
okay,
pick
there's another
question?
Okay. What is the last? This is a good one. Simple. What's the last movie you watched, Justine?
Oh, last night was Night Swim. That was the last movie I watched. I just watched it last night. Right before that was Slither, and right before that was Tremors. So that's the newest one. But I've been really obsessed with crime shows and movies lately. So I've been
Like
watching
True
a lot of
Detective?
those. Yeah, it's because of what was it that I watched? I don't remember what show got me down this path, but I watched something. It sucked me in. I was hooked on it, and I had to watch it all. And then I watched Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne.
Oh,
which
I
is
watched that too. I
so good.
love Natasha
Oh, it's
Lyonne.
so fun. I
The
love
day I
that
found out
show.
she was straight and not even bisexual, I might have cried a little.
That isn't. I would not have guessed that either.
She's
She
straight.
gets hardcore bisexual vibes. Maybe that's because of Orange Is the New Black.
Well, the thing is, she says she doesn't want to represent a community that she's not, which just want to be honest. Like, I don't want to,
yeah.
Gay bait or anything. She's like, I tried, but unfortunately I'm straight. And I'm like, you could have tried with me. You could have tried with me. So
Yeah.
that's just my thought.
Well, there was some show that I watched, and then it led me to Poker Face. It led me to the movie Self-Reliance. I watched The Marsh King's Daughter, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then A Murder at the End of the World was the miniseries I really liked too. It wasn't spectacular, but it was pretty good. But there was something that set me on that kick. I also watched that movie Tim, which has got like
Tim?
it's the AI one, the AI with the girl from Barbarian, isn't it?
I haven't seen it.
It's very like Megan vibes where it's like AI goes wrong. But Tim is like your I forget what it stood for. Something manservant. something manservant. Anyways, it is very interesting. I don't know. I gave it 3 stars because I was entertained by it and I liked the idea, but like it was really strange and off-putting in some ways.
The last movie that I watched, and I watched it with a friend, I watched Little Shop of Horrors, and we both sang all the songs. We know the words to all the songs, so it's cute. That's it.
That's it.
Was it? I mean, I don't remember what I watched before that.
I've been watching less series lately, so I can't remember what the show was now though, because I ended up binging so many crime things after that. Did you watch Self-Reliance? I do recommend that one, you guys. That one's funny.
What's it on?
That's the one. Is it Netflix maybe? That's the one with the guy from New Girl. Man, it's just all leaving my brain, and it's got Anna Kendrick
I've never
in it.
seen it. Besides knowing that Zoe Deschanel is in it, I don't know New Girl.
One second.
You have to
I'll
share
look
your
it up real quick.
screen and show us a picture of this man.
Oh, sure.
I'm excited for the Black Phone too, y'all.
This is
Watching-
Self-Reliance. This guy right here.
Oh, I know him.
Jake
Yeah.
Johnson.
Is he also
Jake
in
Johnson.
True Detective season 3? Isn't he the dad of the missing kids since that?
I don't know, but he's in a lot of stuff.
Click on it.
I'll check.
I don't know if it would be in Letterboxd.
It might
because
not.
it's
Yeah,
like
some
extra.
shows are, some aren't, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah,
I wish they would just
started to
put all
change it
shows
over.
on there.
He looks like the guy. It's hard to say.
He's so funny. He's so naturally funny to me. Him and I like Anna Kendrick. I think she's pretty funny. But Andy Samberg does a cameo in this, which is funny, and a lot of cameos actually.
Who's Emily Hampshire?
I think that's a sister in this.
Hmm.
So he has 2 sisters and a mom, and they don't believe him about this game that he entered into. That's basically like a Swedish black
What the
market
fuck is it
or
with the Swedes?
dark web game.
Ugh.
It's really funny.
The
Christopher
Swedes
Lloyd
have been
plays
good
his
to
dad.
me, but why are they always around?
And then who is it that shows up? There's a few like random. What's the guy from Wayne Brady? Wayne Brady shows up in it, does a cameo. It's funny because these cameos make
Christopher
his
Lloyd's
stories
in it.
So
Christopher
yeah,
Lloyd.
he's his dad. He plays his dad.
How old is
But it's
Christopher
funny
Lloyd now?
because
Is
you
he even
don't
80?
know
Is he 80
until-
yet?
I don't know.
I don't think he's 80 yet, but he's close.
1938.
I can't do math. Okay, I'm in a math class. I can't do math.
That's up there. That's like 80 something, right? Almost 90.
No, don't make me. I can't.
So well, it's 2024. If it was 2034, he would be 100, right? That's right. 100 minus 4. Anyways, we're done here. Stop.
Christopher Lloyd, we're a fan. Also, there's a Dario
happened to
Argento
you? We lost your
documentary
camera
called
again. It's gone.
Pancio that drops on Shudder this Friday. So there is a
We lost you.
what happened to my? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to my fucking camera, but we're gonna say goodnight. So I'm interested in that
She's already
Dario
halfway out the
Argento.
door.
I didn't mean to be. Someone
Thank you,
touched my
guys.
stuff while I was away. I said, I'm going to be
Rolling out.
away for a couple nights. Don't touch my stuff. And they touched it. I don't know if it's weirder because you can't see me.
It's so great. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to join our Discord if you haven't already, because in our Discord, we continue conversations. I've been a little lacking in there lately. I'm sorry. I'll get out of my hole. Stop being a hermit. And I will chat in there more. And I'm going to get on that love languages and the horror.
I
horror
trust you.
love
I don't
languages.
understand it.
I think
So
it'll be
okay,
fun.
let me so if somebody says my love language is physical touch, does that mean not only do they I know that I know that people that even the people that are very critical of the author, right, will say that there's some merit to the love languages, which is like too much for me. I can't think about it. But if I say, okay, physical touch is my love language, that means I give and receive love through physical touch. So it's not just you touching me, it's I touching
give and
you.
receive necessarily. It's that you feel and express easily, and you feel and accept more easily expressions of love through the expression of physical touch. So like you feel more loved when your partner puts their hand on you, hugs you, massages your back, and just touches you throughout the day and is
And a good
physically
dickin'?
contacting you. And yeah. Well, some people abuse, I think, love languages a lot, and they get a real bad rap to a degree. I don't buy into them.
I just said that because I wanted to.
But I do think that there is some, like you were saying, some relevance to the idea that there are different ways to express love, and there are different ways that people prefer that expression or receive it better. And in some cases, you need to understand how people don't, I think, want to receive love, because that is where you're going to get into more trouble. There's some people that have traumas around physical touch, or have, there's autism. Autism doesn't express physical touch in the same way. Sometimes it's more easy for them to touch and introduce touch, but if you were to introduce touch to them without them consenting it can be very off-putting. So there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to love languages on how you can express love. But physical touch tends to get, I think, the most abused, because I hear a lot of people say, my love language is physical touch, because they didn't get enough sex in their last relationship, and they think that's why. Because
Well,
their
it's
love
not
language is
always
physical
sex.
touch.
I mean, in my opinion,
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not sex. Physical touch does not mean just sex. So I think it's abused, and people use it.
Oh, wow, I'm back. I didn't even do
physical.
anything.
They'll say like, my love language is physical touch. So it's almost like a manipulation of it to get what they want from their partner, and be like, well, I told you my love language is physical touch, and we just don't have sex enough, so I can't be with you.
Well, I know some people that need, like, if something traumatic happens, they need space. Like, they want to be alone. And my natural thing is to go, oh, let me help you. But which is the same thing for me, though. Like, if I say, whether it's just a bad day at work, or if it's a pet died, I want someone to hold me.
I'm going to tell you right now, ladies who have been on the dating scene, on any dating app, Anytime you see
I've never
someone say
done
that their
that
love
one.
language is physical touch, you cannot tell me that you don't physically roll your eyes every time you see it because you know what they mean. You know what they mean. And it is not the true love language. Every time I see that, I just cringe a little. Like, I'm like, ugh, I bet it is.
Well, like if I had a partner and I went to this partner and said, the conversation with this family member really bummed me out and I really kind of feel invalidated. I don't want them to talk me up. I want them to just, hold me close while
Well,
I
then
talk.
you might prefer physical touch during for comfort. And that
I
might
just
be a
want
love
to
language
hug
that you
everybody.
receive,
That's
though.
so bad.
I'm
I
a
just want
touchy
to
person
hug.
too. I love to touch my partner. Like, I love to, like, if I'm talking to him, I put my hands on him. Anytime we're in the same room, I want him to come kiss me. I want him to come to me and kiss me and touch me. Like, I love that. But that's my only. I don't believe that I have one like, I don't
Most
believe I
people
have
that
one
are
love
very
language.
critical
So.
of this Southern Baptist white dude that doesn't like black people or women that much, but a lot of people that are like experts, either whether they're a journalist or they're actually a psychiatrist, say there is some validity to love languages.
Yeah.
But and they said it in the same way that you would explain it to me the first time you mentioned it,
Mhm.
is that you learn that you have to have some growth in all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, you
I
can't just
agree.
be one. But like
You also like I said, you also have to take in the fact that some people have trauma and they're just never gonna grow in that area, and you should respect that, and that's okay.
but I know
It's
some
okay
people
to be
that like
deficient
if
and
something
still deserve
tragic
love,
happens,
is what I'm
they want
saying.
to be left
Like,
alone. They want to
yeah.
be just like, I need to lay down. I don't feel good. I want to be left alone. And
Well, I
me
mean,
as
like,
a
some people
person
have
that wants to
trauma
go
where
like,
being
I'm gonna
touched,
help you
they
like
have
a
to physically
witch.
get past certain mental blocks that occur when they are touched, period. Some people do not want to be touched at all unless they're initiating it or they are in the right mental state for it. They have mentally prepared themselves for it. And that is okay. That doesn't mean that you should force your love language onto them because you believe your love
That's why
language is
puppets are
physical
so
touch.
helpful. I'm not kidding. I'm not.
Well, the point is,
I
I
need to
think
build
there's
that puppet.
validity
I
to the
need to build
idea
that
that you
puppet and my
should.
life will change. I'm not
Yeah,
talking romantically, I'm talking just in general.
in general.
My
Yeah,
my math skills, my current class, up because of that puppet.
nice.
I'm not gonna bring it to class, but it
You should.
exists.
You should.
It's funny because this is like the last class I have to take that isn't radiation related. And the thing about it is that it's like just a general elective, and I waited so long to take it. So everyone in it is like a baby. Like
A
they look like
baby.
literal children to me. And so the teacher will look at me a lot because she'll be like, it's like this nod. She doesn't say it obviously. It's like this nod like, we remember 9/11, right? Because everyone else is like a
That's
baby.
funny.
So
So yes, join us on Discord, you guys. Don't forget to follow our Instagrams because we'll alert you guys to questions and stuff and when we're gonna hop on lives pretty quickly there. So anything else? Oh, our letterbox also updates in our Discord. So you guys know what we're watching when we watch it. It shows up in our Discord and in the announcements channel.
if
So
you're
does our
dying to know what we're
TikToks. If we
watching.
post TikToks, they'll show up on there too.
God, I don't remember the last time I posted TikTok. Although I think I'm gonna post one recently though, because I can't stop
Most of
thinking.
mine are so bad lately. Like, I just throw like a thought on there or something. But
Well,
TikTok's
mine. That's
so
what all my TikToks. Because I
it,
can't stop thinking about shock
yeah.
treatment and how the songs are from what could have been Rocky Horror on Heels, which was the original screenplay, and I'm thinking about that. Like, people are like, "Oh, what is Emma thinking about?"
Ooh.
That's something stupid that no one cares about. That's usually it.
Rupert. What is that for?
Rupert? What's Rupert for?
I think that's like a there's a
Like Rupert the
exclamation
bear?
point in front
Oh,
of it.
well, I don't even know why
Usually
that
that
camera went
triggers
out.
some sort of like, you know what? Forget it. Bye, Emma.
I love you.
I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We're done though. She's done though. Her camera's done.
I
Bye.
should sleep.